believe I am live and I'm on all chats, all messages. Looks like we're rolling. Everything's a little bit behind. Oh, I better turn this down. And there we are. Voila. Hello, everybody. Thanks for being here on this beautiful January morning. January 23rd. Man, January has just flown by, it seems like. And none too soon, I might add, because as far as Uber driving is concerned, which is the main concern, it's been pretty slow. Except for last night. I did go out last night Ubering, and it was actually kind of busy for a Monday night. It was almost like what's been a sort of a typical Friday or Saturday night Saturday Night Live. Saturday night. Why did I say Saturday Night Live? Anyhow, but it's been, relatively dead month or slow month, a little bit. So looking forward to February when things pick back up again. It's a good thing I'm not relying on the chat on my iPhone because it's doing that thing, and it did this before. Remember a long time ago, I did some live streams where the live chats would just be all on top of each other. That's what it was just now doing. But I'm reading chat off of my iPad, and I can see it very good. And I see Suzanne Force Yuppies here. Good morning to you. Jolie, hey, thanks for being here. Let's see here. We've got feet on the dashboard. That guy's a jerk. We should just broom that guy. I don't know, that person. Asshole. And then Jackie's here. So hello, Jackie. Suzanne says, everyone, thank you for your support and encouragement during those times. Appreciate it very much. Sincerely, Miss Suzanne. Well, let's all stick together. And sometimes even if all we can do is give moral support, it does help. So I believe it does. Words of encouragement, things of this nature. Hey, there's Gino Maynard. Greetings, everybody. I saw Gino in the chat yesterday, I believe, at Hal Sparks. And Gino said hi to me. And I said hi back. So thanks for being here. As I drink from my Las Vegas coffee mug that I love so much. Today's coffee was hazelnut. But here's the kicker. I use French vanilla creamer. So it always seems weird to me, like have hazelnut coffee, but like if I was at a restaurant, I would, because sometimes they have varieties of the little things, right? And I would use hazelnut creamer if I was, let's say, but I'm not at a restaurant. I'm right here at the old Sugar John apartment. And the only creamer I have is the French vanilla. Or I could just use regular milk, but I thought, well, I'll mix. I'll go ahead and have my hazelnut coffee with my French vanilla creamer and just see what happens and hope that it doesn't cause some sort of, chemical reaction or something, And so far, so good. I already ate breakfast. I got that out of the way so that you guys don't have to see that. I made a nice cheese omelet with some bacon and some English muffins, little English muffins, And I had orange juice previous when I was, when I first got up, and then now I'm having coffee. So good morning to you. I know in some of you it's already noon or who knows what time. And if I know we have a guy from the UK that comes in here, and it's about, what time is it there? I think it's 8 hours difference. So it's about 5 in the afternoon, 5 in the evening out there in England. Let's see here. Gino says, making me hungry. That's what I do. I do that. I talk about food a lot, and I get that comment a lot. Now, here's what I've done. I was cooking these omelets, and for the omelets, I was using 3 eggs. 3 eggs! And 3 slices of bacon. And so the last couple times with the eggs, I decided, because it just seemed like it was so much. it seemed like that was a bit much. Like the omelet was coming out huge. Literally, it was enough for two people. I mean, but I would eat the whole thing, of course, because I'm a pig. And so then I decided, even though it's going to probably be about the same size because it just kind of does the thing in the pan, I'm just going to cut down to 2 eggs. And the last couple times I've made the omelet, I only use 2 eggs. And I got to say, it's much better. I think it's just much better. It's not so, just not so big, and it's not so, just so much. It's just a little bit lighter, I guess I'd say. So I cut that down to 2 eggs. And then today I decided, because I usually have 3 or 4 slices of bacon. And I thought, you know what? I think I'm just gonna have 2 slices of bacon. And I just did 2 slices, and it actually seemed like it cooked better for some reason. Maybe I was cooking up, taking up too much of the pan or something. But I cooked up just 2 slices of bacon, and it seemed like the bacon came out better. Everything's coming out better. So sometimes less is better. Maybe, I guess. I don't know. Is that the moral of the story? Anyhow, that came out good. The English muffins could have been a little more toasty. I'm afraid to mess with the settings on that toaster because when I toast just regular bread, even though it's on the cusp of like burning, and apparently something's burns because almost every time I make toast, the goddamn smoke detector will go off, even though I don't really see the smoke. So I don't know. And then I'm afraid to mess with the settings. But for the English muffins, I should probably turn this thing up because it seems like it barely even toasted the English muffin. But if I had it on the same exact setting and I put just regular bread in there to make toast, it almost burns it. So go figure. Go figure. The damn toaster setting. But I bought it for $5 at Goodwill. The toaster. And I love the toaster because the reason I got it because it's black, and I had bought a black little coffee maker, and now I have a black microwave, so it all kind of fits. There it is over there. See, there's you can see my mess. That was from my breakfast right there. But over there's my toaster and my little coffee maker. Oh, there's my French vanilla creamer. I didn't put it back in the fridge. Hope it doesn't spoil. But anyhow, that's the culprit. That little toaster sets off the goddamn smoke alarm, and it pisses me off every single time. Every single time it pisses me off. You would think by now I'd be used to it. I'd be just like, oh, there's the smoke alarm. But every single time, I'm sure I yell loud enough for the whole courtyard to hear me. I'm always like, God damn it, son of a bitch! And then I run over to the thing. And I got to push the button on the smoke detector to shut it off. And but that's how I roll, man. That's how I roll. I'm an emotional guy, I guess. Hey, so this is the chat. We got people in there. Real Bill P. There I go again, trying to make you like British Petroleum. Is in the house. I don't. Should we call it a house? Is in the loading dock or something trucker related maybe. What is this? Our chat room could be a warehouse. It's in the warehouse. No, it's in the house, in the warehouse. I don't know. We'll think. Is in the distribution center, but that's kind of wordy. Kind of a lot of syllables in there. But hey, Real Bill, thanks for being here. Gina Maynard says, anyone else surprised the Supreme Court ruled against Governor Abbott's Razor Boys? I hadn't heard. I'm not up on that, but. I'm kind of, I haven't read anything, I haven't seen anything, so I'm just really talking out my ass, which is another Trucker John, staple, I guess. And I would say, just my gut, my first reaction, my knee-jerk reaction, would be that they don't want to go against international law. Maybe that's it. You know what I mean? It's one thing to be appeasing, these maggots and things like overturning Roe, but it's another thing to go up against maybe international courts and international laws. So I don't know. That's just my gut knee-jerk reaction. Let me know what you guys think. If I'm way out of line, you can say, Trucker John, you're an idiot. You don't know what you're talking about. Or you can say, hey, spot on, spot on, man. Oh, damn it, I forgot to turn off the thing. You know what? I am going to go over there, turn off the heater. I don't even need the heater on. I feel completely fine. So I will be right back. Hopefully I won't knock anything over. And I'm not even sure if you guys can hear it, but I think I shut it off. Yeah. All right. Yeah, I'm not even sure if you guys can hear that thing, but just in case, I guess I'll shut it off. Okay, so there I am. Hopefully I'm reset back to pretty much where I was at. Anyhow. It probably, I think the bottom of my cup says made in China. Use this at your own risk. It's probably full of lead or something. But anyhow, what do we got going on here? Real Bill P says, it looks like the justices with children were sympathetic to the sojourners. That's interesting. Yeah, I haven't read any of the decisions or the opinions or whatever, so I don't know. But yeah, who knows? Maybe they actually have some sort of a conscience or a soul, some of those bastards. Like Thomas, who needs he needs to be impeached. Talking about impeachment, fucking Thomas needs to be impeached. If he ain't gonna step down, he needs to be removed. In the story. And of course, they're all pieces of shit. What's his face? What's his face shouldn't be on there. And that one chick, she shouldn't be on there either. The whatchamacallit? She shouldn't be on there. Let's see. Gino Maynard says maybe Amy Bear. That's the one. Amy coming. Maternal instincts kicked in. Your take is good, John. Oh, well, thank you very much. Gino says Thomas is a disgrace to my race. I like the rhyme. I like the rhyme scheme there. And he's a disgrace. Yes, he's a disgrace to the human race. I mean, I remember the fucking hearings. That's how old I am. And when they were talking, what's her face? I'm not doing good with names today. Was testifying about him, putting the pube hair on her coke, or at least joking about it, or whatever. I'm like, this dude is a fucking joke. He has no business being a fucking Supreme Court justice. If you're pulling shit like that, or even just talking like that, I mean, come on. The guy was a dirtbag from the get-go. And I guess we can. I don't know. Can we thank Joe Biden for talking? I mean, I think he voted. I mean, along with everyone else, they voted for the guy. But I guess hindsight's 2020. I mean, maybe I don't know. But we need to get the guy out of there. Anita Hill. Yeah, there you go. Anita Hill. Good old what's her face? No, she's a very, very intelligent lady, and I just felt for her. I remember when she was testifying. I remember, just really feeling for her, like, that she had to put up with that shit from this asshole, So, anyhow. Hey, there's Snark and Sass. Says howdy, howdy, howdy. Hey, Snark and Sass. Thanks for being here. Thanks for dropping by. Dropping in. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe and share and all that good stuff. Robert Pierpont says hello. Hello, Robert. Thanks for being here. If I'm looking down, it's because I'm reading. That's where I'm reading the chat. So I know it might look weird if my head's down like this all the time. But it's just easier for me to read the chat down here. So that's just the way it goes. Sorry, guys. But yeah, thanks for being here. Thanks for checking in. We're just doing a, this is Tuesday morning. A lot of us in here in the chat are what we call sparklers. We like that's the little name that we've given ourselves because we're Hal Sparks fans. And as all you sparklers know by now, should know, every Tuesday and Thursday morning, Hal takes off either to work out and try to get big and strong like Trucker John here, or he's probably doing that, and then he's gonna go on Tuesdays. He usually does this thing down at the Whiskey a Go Go in Hollywood, in in what is it? Hollywood Liberal Eliteville, to do singing, rock and roll singing. So anyhow, that's what he's doing, and I'm just kind of goofing around. But so he's off, and so the reason that I kind of picked this time slot when I started doing this live stream a couple of years ago. I guess it's been a couple of years. How long has it been, Jolie? I've been doing this now a couple of years, I think. And I thought, because I remember kind of agonizing, because I wanted to do a live stream, like a regular live stream, and I thought, well, when should I do it? I mean, how many times should I go on, and what time should I go on? And I kept putting it off because I couldn't think of what to do. And then also I don't really have the very good equipment. I'm just doing everything from the iPhone and an iPad, and I'm not fancy. No fancy equipment, no fancy backgrounds, and no fancy things with clips and all that kind of stuff yet. So eventually I will. And then so eventually I just said, Joel, just do it, John, or you're never going to do it. So then I thought, okay, I'm just going to do it. And then I just thought, well, since Hal doesn't go on Tuesday mornings and Thursday mornings, I'll just go on during his little time slot. And the goal all along, I guess, was to try to just have a hangout spot, and it's all inclusive. You don't have to be a Hal Sparks fan. You could be a MAGA if you want to. I don't care. But where we just come and hang out, and we have a lot of kind of like-minded people in here, but it's open to everybody, as long as you keep things cool and not be hateful or whatever. And so that's sort of the little genesis of the show here. So we're here Tuesday morning, and since he's not on this afternoon, I might come on again this afternoon, and I might put Hal Sparks in the title again for those of you that think that is really. That's not star fucking. What is the term for that when you try to use someone else's name and glom onto their name and try to get clicks or whatever out of it? There's a term for that. I can't remember it. And yeah, I am doing that shamelessly. I'm shameless. You ever see that show, Shameless? Yeah, it's a very good show because a lot of us could probably relate to that in some sense. But anyhow, before I put my foot any further in my mouth, let me read Gino Maynard's chat here. What do you call YouTube's? Like on Twitter, you got tweets. Oh yeah, but now it's X. So now you just call them shits, I guess. Whatever. Threads or threads. I don't know. Twitches. What are Twitches? Twits. So here on YouTube's, what do we call a chat on a YouTube? Just a chat on a YouTube, I guess. Well, anyhow. Gino Maynard says, but Biden didn't need it wrong, but eventually apologized. Most have evolved since this. That is true. Absolutely. Joe Biden has evolved. And it's well and good that he apologized. But we're still stuck in the meantime, we're still stuck with Thomas. But the thing is, really, the real, not crime, but the real shame, talk about shame, is, and this is all hindsight, but, no one really thought Trump was going to win. But it's really a shame that RBG didn't, step down when Obama was still president. I know she wanted Hillary to, wanted to be the whole thing, the first woman president. She wanted to be around for that and all that kind of shit. But man, what a fucking mistake that was, right? At least we would have had that seat instead of, who did we get? What's his face? We got what's his face, didn't we? It was the first what's his face, not the second what's his face. But anyhow, it's hindsight, and hopefully we learn from our mistakes. So the next one that's about to kick off, keel over, and we have an election coming up, and we've got a Democrat president. please resign before the next election. Okay. Anyhow, hey, we got Kimchi. Hello, Kimchi. Says hi. She says hi, you crazy beautiful libs. Hi, Trucker John. Hi, gorgeous Jolie. And then we got the highs. Since the chat's kind of slow today, you guys are kind of slow. I guess I can read all the highs and the buys because it's not really a lot going on right now. So I won't be too far behind in the chat, I don't think. But yeah, and we're just saying hi, hi, howdy, hi, hugs, hugs, hi, howdy. But yeah, Ruth Bader Ginsburg, man, rest her little soul. God rest her little soul. I wish she had resigned. But like I said, I thought Hillary was a shoo-in, and that's what you get for assuming, right? Because then you make an ass out of you and me, or at least I don't know, but let that be a lesson. That should all be one huge learning lesson time. You don't assume, never assume, and just don't assume. Just like this upcoming election, we've got, don't assume that a lot of people are saying, Trump can't win, he's not going to win. Don't assume it, man. Just fucking vote. Vote as many times as you can, man. Vote early and often, and don't take any chances. Don't take any chances. We need to, last time Biden got 80 million something votes. He needs to get 90 million this time. Let's get 100 million, Yeah, we just can't fuck around, people, because we will find out, right? It's weird how the chat on the iPhone is completely fucked up. It's all overlapping. But good thing I have the iPad. The iPad's working good. So we got, oh, you know what? I must not have put this on, oh no, it's on all messages, because I thought I saw, well, maybe not. And the overlap thing, I thought I saw WW, but it's not. I guess it was not. It was Gina Maynard and Kimchi overlapping each other. Gina Maynard says, RBG was unfortunate, but McConnell not sitting Garland was freaking evil. Yeah, it was evil, and it was just so fucking two-faced and hypocritical. And God damn it, the people of Kentucky or wherever the fuck he's from, they don't give a fuck. They vote for a fuck like that, But it's vote red till you're dead. Like me, I'm vote blue no matter who. And I guess the Republicans are like vote red till you're dead, or vote red and be dead. Whatever rhymes with red. And they're gonna vote for goddamn assholes like that. Just, they don't give a fuck about democracy. Pisces Greeter's here. Hey, Pisces Greeter TK, or Terry, as we like to call her, as some people do. Apparently, I was slow on the uptake. I didn't know. Or Teresa. I'm sorry. Wait, I'm all fucked up. It must be the coffee. But I'll just stick with Pisces Greeter TK so I don't fuck that up. But anyhow, thanks for being here. As I just mangled your name, Teresa. Sorry. I said Terry. Where is Terry? I have Terry Taylor usually pops in. Maybe she'll be in a little bit later. Maybe she's lurking. She might be lurking. Sometimes she lurks. We got Kimchi there's saying hi, and everyone's saying hi. And whenever I do that, it always reminds me of the old, was that Wings or song or Badfinger or whatever? But anyhow, so Pisces Greaser's here just saying hi. She says, thank you, Trucker John, and you are very welcome. No, thank you. Thank you for being here. Robert Pierpont says hello to Pisces Greeter. Jackie says hello, or a smiley face type of thing. Jolie says, be a dickhead, be a dickhead, vote red. There you go. There's Jolie coming up with one. Be a dickhead, vote red. Pisces Greeter says, hi, feet on the dashboard. Oh, you saw feet. Feet on the dashboard's an asshole, by the way. So, just so you know. Pisces Greeter says, hugs to all of you. Oh, okay. Thank you very much. Hi, there's Denise Massey. Says, hey, from Canada. I did get quite a few Canadians in here. Where's Rich 66? Where's Rich Nick Nick Rich 56 should be lurking up there in Canada. But thanks for coming in here, Denise from Canada, eh? Emergency Remedial Truth says peace. Yo, peace out. No, we're not doing peace out yet because we're going to be on here for a while. But thanks for being here, Emergency Remedial Truth. I've seen Emergency Remedial Truth in some of the chats. I've seen you around town. But thanks for coming in. Thanks for being here. We're just shooting the shit, talking shit, and we're shooting shit. Pisces Breeder TK says, "Why? You're welcome, Ed Tucker John. My pleasure being here anytime." Well, thank you for being here. It's awesome, you guys hanging out. Kimchi says, "Hi, Robert Pierpont and Denise. Hi, dear friend. Emergency Remedial Truth." That's a mouthful. Emergency Remedial Truth. It's a good warm up, right? It's one of those good kind of warm ups to get your mouth going if you're going to be. Say you're doing lines, not lines, but you know, like you know, like in a script or something, or you're going to be speaking, and you need to sort of get your mouth muscles moving and going. That would be a good one, like Emergency Remedial Truth. You know, it kind of gets things going. So I like that. Let's see. Robert Pierpont says, "Vote red if you're brain dead." There you go. You guys are coming up with them. That's why I need you guys, because I just stall. I mean, not stall like I'm trying to slow things down. I mean stall as in I can't think of shit. And so you guys, you know, I put it on you guys to really sort of get the creative juices going. You know what I mean? Let's see here. So Gina Maynard says, Nikki Haley is about to get the full xenophobic treatment from MAGA. Birtherism is only the beginning. Oh yeah, birtherism, sexism, misogyny, you know, of course, racism or whatever. It's all going to be thrown on her in a big heap, in a big, huge heap. And you know, that's what MAGA, they eat that shit up. They love that shit. But maybe that kind of shit will peel some of them off. Maybe not all of them are full in, you know what I mean? And I'm not saying they're going to vote for Biden, but they might not even vote at all. I think hopefully Trump's little, you know, core base is shrinking. At the worse he gets, maybe I'm wrong, but we'll see. Pisces Greener TK says, "Hi Denise." Oh, and more highs. I said I wasn't going to read all the highs, but I'm pretty much caught up. I'm pretty close to being caught up here. So Julie says, "Hi Denise." Gina Maynard says, "Lines is Hunter here?" Sorry, yeah, I didn't mean those kind of lines. Oh, and how dare you do a Hunter Biden joke? No, I'm just kidding. Emergency Remedial Truth. I might cut that down to this ERT in a minute here because, you know, that's a lot of work, man. Emergency Remedial Truth means something a lot of folks could really use. Oh, okay, cool. And yeah, I think that's true. Jolie saying hi to ERT. I might just shorten it down if I get behind in the chat. I might just shorten it down. So if you hear me say ERT, that's what I'm talking about. Robert Pierpont says, no one should vote for Nikki. She botched the January 6th Capitol security. Laugh it out loud, derp. Yeah, I mean, I'm not saying they're going to vote for her, but I could see a lot of people, a lot of Republicans just not even voting, you know? I mean, because everyone has their limits, I think, of how much, you know, how far they're willing to go with all this racism and shit. And so some of those are peeling off, but they still don't like Nikki or whatever or any other candidates. They're not going to vote for Democrats. So I think a lot of them just aren't going to vote. But we'll see. And that's probably not what I should be saying, because I'm saying, hey, let's not take anything for granted, or let's not assume anything. And so we, as Democrats, we need to show up in fucking huge numbers. Just to make sure, you know? We need to just bury Trump at the polls. We need to just absolutely bury him. And last time Biden won by like 8 million votes. He needs to win by 20 million this time. Not needs to. Really, if he just wins by 1 vote, I'll be happy, as long as he wins. But it does show, like if let's say Biden did win by 1 vote, then that would be kind of scary, because it's like we'd be like, "Ooh, we dodged a bullet there. It's a good thing he won." But we're like, why was it that fucking close? I mean, it shouldn't have been that close. That would be really scary. But if he wins by 8 million votes or 10 million votes or even 3 million votes, like Hillary did, then we can say, it's pretty convincing. It's pretty clear and convincing, and we're going in a good direction. If he wins by 3 million votes, that might not be a good direction, because he won by like 8 million last time. That's why I think he should win by more this time, because there should be a lot more pissed off people. Just talking about Roe v. Wade and all that kind of shit. There should be a lot more pissed off people who want to make sure that Trump never gets anywhere near the levers of power. And so hopefully, I'd like to see Biden win by, like I said, it was like 8 million last time. I'd like to see him win by 10 or 12 million this time. That'd be awesome. And that would really send out a clear message that, hey, look, we're tired of this MAGA shit, tired of this fucking right-wing bullshit, and we want to keep going in the direction that Joe's been leading us with, has been leading the country to, with this great economy he's got going, and the social issues, all that kind of shit. That we are behind him 100%. So that's why we need to vote. That's why it's important to vote. I think that's one reason. It's important to vote. To make sure we get good candidates in there to win. But even if you think it's a shoo-in, or you're in a blue state or whatever, and so you're like, I don't need to vote. I think you need to vote. And if you vote for the Democrats, and you vote for Biden, it sends a message to Washington. If it's a close election, it sends a message to Washington. If it's a blowout, it sends a message to Washington. Everything sends a message to Washington. Let's see here. I'm getting behind here. Pies Agree TK says, did Feet on the Dashboard leave? Do not see them. They wouldn't wait. Oh, well, they're lost. Yeah, Feet on the Dashboard is really flaky. Just a flaky little bitch, man. You say one little thing, and then they fucking, flitter off with their little feet. Emergency remedial church, ERT, don't hurt my feelings. Okay. Because, I just like to shorten things and make it easier. But but it is good for me to enunciate. So I should practice. I should discipline myself to say the entire name, so that I will, exercise these face muscles so that I don't trip over words so much. Or sometimes I mumble, I think. Because sometimes I'll watch a playback just to see how it came out. Or, I don't watch the whole thing, because that would be weird, I think. But I watch parts of it, and I noticed that I kind of mumble words, or whatever. So this is a good exercise. Emergency remedial truth. I like that. Jolie says, Robert Pierpont, second that derp. Robert Pierpont is laughing at Jolie, at that comment. Not laughing at you like, do I amuse you? No. Robert Pierpont says, it's still going to come down to 5 to 6 states, regardless of the popular vote. That's scary. Well, yeah, that's because the electoral college. That's another one I should say, and not trip over. But yeah, I mean, in terms of the popular vote, I'm just talking about how when you can see that it's a big blowout or a big margin of victory, I think that sends a message. But yeah, you're right. As far as swing states and the electoral delegates and all that kind of stuff, yeah, it's going to come down to those goddamn swing states. But I think Biden is smart. He's going to hit those states hard. He's not going to be like Hillary. That's another lesson to learn from Hillary: not to take anything for granted. Don't take any big blue wall for granted, because the big blue wall has been kind of demolished. And you just got to hit those states hard, man. Gino Maynard says that women are the backbone of the Democrats. They are pissed. I think so, and rightfully so. And I think you're going to get a big women turnout, and I think they're going to vote for Democrats and vote for Joe Biden because of Roe v. Wade. And not just because of that. I mean, that might bring in new voters for that, but that's definitely, and anyone who loves a woman, who is an advocate for a woman, or you love your mom, you love your sister, you love your wife, you love your girlfriend, you should be just as pissed, and you should be right there beside her and voting for Democrats too. So hopefully that will bring in the guys. Pisces Greeter TK says, unlucky me, my two sisters, and I am the middle sister, are for Republicans, are conservative, and not sure if they are Trump still. Sorry, all they both voted for Trump. Not me. Heck no, not ever dislike him. That's kind of weird, huh? Like how, Pisces, you are a liberal, apparently, right? And your sisters are conservative. And that's like me. I have a brother and a sister that are total MAGA. And we haven't spoken since not too long, like a year after Trump was president. We have not spoken. And that was on them. They're the ones that blocked me from social media. They're the ones that called me names on the phone. We had a phone conversation. This just so happened my mother died, and I was out on the road, and when she died, and then we got into a big argument about all that. Like they were not blaming me for her dying, but blaming me for not being around. And I was like, this is my job. A stupid phone call came in. I keep forgetting to change my notification thingy, or whatever my when I'm on the thing here. But anyhow, and we just, so it sucks. It sucks that happens. But so I can relate. Like my brother and sister are, and even before MAGA, they were always right wing. They were always Republicans. But we are a big difference in age. I don't know if that has anything to do with it. I'm 63, and my brother and sister are 16 and 18 years younger than me, respectively. And I don't know. I think they grew up listening to, like, when Rush Limbaugh, was like, for me, the talk radio and stuff like that really wasn't a big thing when I was growing up, or when I was in my 20s or whatever. And then for them, it was like Rush Limbaugh and Fox News and all that shit was around. And for me, it really wasn't around yet. So that might have had something to do with it. I don't know. But you have the same parents. We grew up in the same town with the same schools, but we are as opposite can be when it comes to politics. So I think it's just them growing up in a different era, I guess, that really, maybe that's the thing. I don't know. Denise Massey says, no offense to your moderating, but do I have time to make a pot of coffee before the funny guy comes on? You have all day to make the coffee, because I don't think there's any funny guy coming on. Where's the funny guy? Tommy, did we book the funny guy? When is the funny guy coming on? What? It's just me? Fucking Tommy. I told him to book a funny guy. Anyhow. Yeah, this is it. You're just stuck with me. So go ahead. You can clean the whole house and vacuum and make a big giant breakfast or whatever. Gino Banner says the electoral don't count the slaves' college. Yeah, we need to get rid of that goddamn electoral college. Pisces Reader says, sorry to hear that, Sir John. Terry Taylor, there's Terry Taylor. I was just talking about you. Were your ears ringing? It was all good. All I said was, I bet you she was lurking or something like that. I was wondering if you were here. But you're here, so thank you so much for coming by. Jolie says, I live in Indiana where abortion is completely illegal. My daughters have no rights to their own bodies and medical choices now. Damn right we're pissed. That's right. So Hope you and your daughters and everybody, every woman out there needs to vote based just on that alone. This should be reason enough, right? Gina Maynard says Trump has broken up many families. I know, and my story and Pisces' story, I've heard it over and over again. It's not, yeah, it's just, it's really, it is really amazing how many families Donald Trump has broken up. Not just his own, you know what I mean? Pisces says, strange thing, my two sisters know I cannot stand Trump and still talk to me and have something to do with me still. Well, that's cool that you guys could still talk. I think that's good. I wish, you know, on my phone, you know how the pictures pop up? I still have all these phones of my family. I have pictures on my phone, you know, of my sister, my brother, and her kids. And they pop up. And I'm always like, you know, I should call them. Because, you know, I guess I'm gonna have to be the one that offers the olive branch because they won't do it. But I don't know. Maybe sometime this year I will. Pisces says, hi, Tara Taylor. Okay, I'm going to skip the highs. Sean 12 says, you devil, love your clickbait headline genius. Thank you, Sean 12. I think it's wearing off, though. I don't know. It might be wearing off. But yes, it was part of my devious plan. But thanks for being here. Appreciate you for being here. Like I was saying earlier, I've always tried to do this time slot because this is the normal time when Hal Sparks is not on. Tuesday, Thursday mornings, he takes off. He fucks off, you know. And I thought maybe I could just glom onto this time spot. So here we are. But thanks for being here, Sean 12. Pisces Reader says, also my husband's two brothers. My husband is the oldest brother. They are both conservative too. Yeah, it's just weird how siblings that grew up in the same household can be so different politically. Jolie says, my whole family is MAGA. Don't talk to any of them much anymore. So sad all of this has done to so many families. Yeah. Robin Matthews Eccles. Trucker John, glad you're here. I'm glad you're here, Robin Matthews Eccles. Thanks for being here. And I'm pointing fingers. I don't know if that's rude or not. I'm sorry if I'm being rude, but I am happy you're here. So thanks for being here. Make sure you hit the like and the subscribe and that good old thumbs up for me. Jolie says, that damn Tommy forgot the funny guy. I know, Tommy. Come on, man. For those of you who don't know, Tommy is like my imaginary I don't know, producer or something that I just made up one day. I don't know. Let's see. Oh, Monica Bauer says, hi, Pisces. Hi, you Pisces. Well, hi. You didn't say hi to me, but hi to you anyhow. Thanks for being here, Monica. I appreciate you. Make sure you hit the thumbs up for me. Let's see. We got, I'm going to try to skip those highs and goodbyes. Terry Taylor says, hi, hee, John. I think my ears were burning. Yeah, I think because I was, you know, talking about you. Robert Pierpont says, Jolie, I'm in Indiana as well. I know your pain. I feel your pain. Let's see here. Jolie says, we're in Indiana. Where in Indiana? Robert Pierpont. I live down by Bloomington. Robert Pierpont says that, Jolie, I'm just south of Lake Monroe. So not all that far from you. And Terry Taylor says, so sorry, Jolie. Robin Matthews Eccles. Tommy is my imaginary friend. He makes the lights flicker, dogs bark, and the automatic faucet spray like crazy. Oh, so you got a Tommy too. Tommy, can you hear me? Tommy. Jolie says, oh, wow, that's wild, Robert Pierpont. Gino Maynard is chiming in. Tim Scott got engaged. Wonder if he is still a virgin like he implied. Well, he might be saving it for, you know, the wedding night. So that's what I would wager. You know, I don't know. I don't want to make fun of the guy. Everyone thought he was gay, right? So everyone's implying that this is like a sham. It's just some sort of political thing. if he has aspirations to ever be vice president or if he's going to run for president again sometime. They're saying, I guess people are saying that, you got to have a wife and it has to be, opposite sex. Can't be a same sex. So I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Robin Matthews Eccles says, even the grandchildren yell at Tommy whenever something odd happens. That's funny. Robert Pierpont says, Jolie, I was born and raised in Indy, moved down this way 7 years ago. Jolie says, my kids go out on Lake Monroe with their friends all the time, like to rent those boats with the slide on them. Oh, yeah. I think I've seen stuff like that. It kind of has like a platform and a little slide thingy. Gino Maynard says, no virgin presidents. We should have no virgin presidents. Robert Pierpont says, Jolie, they call those party barges. Oh, yeah, okay. Party. Party time. Tommy, did the funny guy ever say anything? He's not showing up? God damn it. I guess the party guy's not showing up, guy. Not the party guy. Where, Tommy, is there a party guy at least? Can we get a party guy? He just looks at me all dumbfounded. No party guy, no funny guy. It's just me. And I think I still have like a bit of a head cold or something. I don't know. Maybe it's an allergy. Some people say maybe you have allergies. I don't know. Do I look like a doctor? No, I'm just kidding. I'm just busting your balls. I wish the funny guy would show up though, because that would be a lot better. But no virgin presidents. Jolie says, I was raised in Fishers, then moved to Brown County when my parents did. Then wanted my kids to go to Harmony School in Bloomington, so we moved down here. Robert Pierpont says, Jolie, cool. Love Brown County. Brown County loves you. I don't know. Excuse me, guys, while I kiss the sky. I'm going to go out of shot here and blow my nose or something. All right. I apologize. I know it's got to be gross. Wait, I'm not out of the shot? Tommy, get me out of the shot, god damn it. No, whatever. All right, I apologize. This is gross. And, I have a terrible cameraman, apparently. So anyhow, we got Surrender Monkey. I'm very drunk, but it's not a party. It's Tuesday. Well, I guess you could make any day a party day, Surrender Monkey. So first of all, glad you're here. Thanks for being here. Make sure you take your drunk little finger and you hit the thumbs up for me. And like and subscribe. But thanks for being here. And, I hope you don't get too much. Well, get as drunk as you want. I don't give a fuck. But I hope you just, are careful and safe. Jolie said, I used to own a shop in Nashville before I had kids. It was called Sunshine Daydreams. Sunshine Daydreams. And Robert Pierpont says, what years do you have that shop? Oh, okay, for Jolie. Hi, Jolie. Sunshine Daydreams. It sounds cool. That's a cool name. It's so kind of 60s, hippie, kind of psychedelic type of feel to it. Terry Taylor says, that's cool, Joe. That's so cool, Jolie. Robert Pierpont sounds like an acid trip. It's kind of what I was referring to. Man, my cup is empty. I might have to go and make another cup because I like my coffee. That was a mistake I made. I bought that's a little single cup, a little single cup thingy. I should have got one where it just makes a pot of coffee. But I don't know. Then I would be drinking too much coffee, and I don't want to drink too much coffee. I really only drink usually just one, but this is like a small cup. Like when I say I drink 1 cup of coffee, like when I was on the road driving, it was probably more the equivalent, I guess maybe of 2 of these. And that would be pretty much all the coffee I would drink in the morning. That'd be usually it for the day. Very, very rarely did I have a coffee in the afternoon or the evening. It's like that 1 cup in the morning was about all I needed. Jolie said I had it around 94 to 98. Oh, yeah. During the Clinton years, apparently. The good old days. But you know, somebody said, somebody came onto my, it was on my community page. And it was there's this dude, I say dude, I don't know. I should say they or there because I don't know what they are, but who I think is kind of a troll or something. I forget the name. And I think this person has trolled me before, but in a good way. I guess we've got sort of a, like I haven't, Jolie apparently I don't think has blocked the person. Maybe she has, I don't know, because it's not on here, but I don't know. I forget the person, but we've had some kind of trolly kind of run-ins, I guess, with this person. Anyhow, on my community page, because I had posted something about Joe Biden. Oh yeah, it was about the economy, about all the great accomplishments of the economy under the Biden administration. And then next to it, I had the picture that I put on here for my the show card today, where it's Biden going, "I did that," you know. And so that person made this comment about, "Come on, Trucker John, how can you say that? You know that just repeating that line, the Trump line, it might have been Trump who was on there, who said, you know, Joe Biden is the worst president in the history of America," or something like that. And then I just responded. I just said like, well, no, he's the best president that I've ever seen in my lifetime, in my humble opinion. And I think that's true. You know, I think Clinton was good, but he was sort of, you know, he lost the Congress, I guess, so he kind of had to, you know, go along with the Republicans in a lot of ways, but he was hell of a lot better than the 12 previous years we had with Reagan and the first Bush, that's for sure. And God dang it, you know, this I shouldn't even go back in time and think about this because it really pisses me off about the 2000 election and how the Supreme Court just handed that goddamn presidency to junior idiot. But just think, you know, I mean, if we would have had, I mean, they had 12 years with Reagan and the first Bush. Then we only got 8 with Clinton. You know, we should have got another 8 with Gore. You know, and then another 8 with Obama, and then another 8 with Hillary. That's the way it should have gone. That's the way it should have gone. But anyhow, what's done is done. Like I was saying earlier, these are life lessons. We can't take anything for granted. We can't assume that so-and-so is going to win. We can never, ever, ever do that, ever again. I thought, and a lot of other people thought Hillary had it in the bag. Even Hillary thought she had it in the bag. That's why she let up and she didn't hit some of those campaign spots she should have hit back in those swing states. And Michael Moore called it. He called it, if you recall. He came out with a warning. It might have been too late. I don't know. It was a few months before the election. But he was saying she's not going to win unless she goes to those, you know, those swing states, those that Rust Belt area, because they're not for her. And he called it. And he was like the only person of any note that I recall that said that. Everybody else was saying, like, you know, Hillary's got it. She's got like a 99% chance of winning, and Trump only has a 1% chance or whatever. And even right up to election day, it was like Trump had a 13% chance of winning, or whatever it was. I'm just throwing these numbers out, but I remember it was something like that. And so that's why it was such a shock. It was such a shock. Election day 2016, I was in shock. I totally was. I was crying. Big old Trucker John was crying his little eyes out. You know, I mean, it was really, really uh, a shock. So let's let that, instead of saying she should have won and Clinton should have, or Gore should have won, let's just use that as a life lesson that like Gore, well, should have won by a bigger margin, so we didn't have to worry about Florida or whatever. And Hillary should have got those Rust Belt states. So let's not take anything for granted. Let's just get Joe Biden 100 million votes. Let's see here. So we got Gina Maynard says, "How do you think their Starmer is doing?" Oh, Keir Starmer. I don't know who that is. Jolie says it was your typical headshot. Oh, so pipes, t-shirts, music line. That sounds cool. Even though I don't do most of that shit. Hey, there's Benny Loco. Lurkers, hit the thumbs up. Thank you, Benny Loco. Thanks for being here. Yeah, tell those lurkers. Get those lurkers in line, Benny. Tell them to hit that thumbs up. Happy Tuesday. John Chatland, thank you. Ben, back at you. Pisces Greeter says, hi, Benny Loco. Okay, I'm going to skip the highs because I'm behind. But everyone's saying hi and everything, and that's good. That's cool. Monica Bauer has to go. COVID is... Oh, you got the COVID? Oh, sorry about that. Well, I hope that you're vaxxed or boosted and all that kind of shit, and then, because that makes the symptoms supposedly less. And if you don't have it, I hope you pull through. I hope everything goes well no matter what. But so, yeah, take care, Monica Bauer. Thank you for being here, and I hope you get well soon. Robert Pierpont says that, Jolie, I would bet I went in there at least once. Wow. I've slept since then and attended a couple Grateful Dead shows since then as well. Oh, yeah. Jolie's a big Deadhead. So Terry Taylor says, you're correct, John. She should have gone to the Rust Belt. I was crying too, John. I was devastated. My daughter stayed home from school that next day. It was a nightmare. Oh, I made a whole bunch of videos. I think I posted them on Facebook. I don't think I ever posted them to YouTube. I guess I was more of a Facebook guy back then. And they're almost embarrassing to watch now, but it was me sort of pleading for like a recount. Because I was thinking we could somehow undo this mess, even though I was wrong. But I'm like, we need a recount. We cannot let this fucking rapist pussy grabber be the president. What are you guys thinking? What are you fucking thinking? And I'm like pleading and almost crying in these videos. They're on Facebook. I don't know if they're still on or whatever. I'm not posting them because they're really embarrassing. But I'm like, this man, is a fucking, horrible person. And how could you elect him? Please, we need a recount. I was begging and pleading for a recount, but it doesn't work that way. So we were just fucked for 4 years, and now he's like a bad. He's a bad fucking rash that just won't go away or something. We need to get some sort of penicillin to get rid of that motherfucker. Jada Maynard says, Benny lets us feel better, Monica. Jada Maynard says the shock was the low out of minority males and young white women. The low turnout or what? Low turnout. Well, I mean, I guess in the aftermath, but on that day, the shock was, and you could see it because you're expecting like as the results come in, and I remember it was like. You started seeing Trump won this one and Trump won that one, and then it's still early. And you're thinking, okay, well, we still have all these other states to go, And so it's like you're like, he's just getting some of these early ones, but then it just kept going, and you're like, oh my god. As the evening went on, you're like, oh my god, what the fuck is going on here? It was horrible. It was a horrible. That's one of the horrible nights of my life in America, which my whole life has been in America, but. AJX1, good morning, Trucker John. Good morning to you, AJ. Thanks for being here. Where are you? And are you staying safe out there on the road? Benny Loco, professional lurker. She has it down to a science. Probably lurking on about 3 or 4 different live streams right now. So thank you. Jolie says, though dead shows will do that to you, Robert Pierpont. I started going to shows in '89. They are all a blur. Jackie, lurker in training. There you go. Benny Loco says, you're doing a hell of a job at Jackie. Terry Taylor says, left now. I was doing that too, John. Yeah, just sort of like, please. I was like with Jill Stein camp. Like, yes, Jill, get the recounts. Because somehow I thought the recounts would turn the election over, or, but it doesn't work that way, apparently. It's like once the thing's over, it's over, Pice Greener TK says, sad and scary. My two sisters said to me that Donald Dump is good for America. I am like, what the fuck? And oh my God, sisters disagree 100%. Yeah, I don't know the appeal. I have a cousin that's almost like a brother to me. He turned total MAGA, and he used to be somewhat liberal, and then all of a sudden he became a total MAGA. I don't get it. How do you go from being liberal? I can see if you were a Republican, some kind of Republican right-winger, and then you got into MAGA. But if you were a liberal, how do you go from being a liberal to a MAGA? That one really, really is perplexing. Benny Loco says he's a rotten molar that needs yanking. There you go. Robert Pierpont says that Jolie, my first show was the first show at Deer Creek. Tommy, try one more time for the funny guy, please. God damn it. Okay, anyhow. I was a union stagehand and worked that show, even so Deer Creek was non-union. The dead will not play without union workers, so we were contracted. Wow, that's cool. TT says, I couldn't watch it, found out the next day. Oh, yeah. It was just a heartbreaking night. Gino Maynard says, blame Hillary all you want. Democrats failed. Yeah, I know. I blame Hillary. I mean, you got to put some blame on Hillary. But Democrats failed. The blue wall failed. But, I mean, yeah, you put the blame on the voters, but still, was she getting the information out to the right people? Were they countering, countering all that Russian misinformation that was being fed into those districts? They had the polling. They have inside polling information. They should have hit that fucking place hard. I am going to vote. I am going to blame Hillary, goddammit, Gino. But, yeah, I mean, it's not hard. There's plenty of blame to go around, that's for sure. Binogo says 7 streams. Yeah, see, I knew it. That's good. That's cool. That's cool, man. Pice Grisha says, never can listen to Donald Dump and cannot stand the sight of... I know, he's just disgusting. He's just a gross person. He's the type of person that I always think, like, if I knew the guy, let's say he wasn't a billionaire, and we worked together at the post office, because I used to work at the post office, or even if he was a trucker or whatever, I would not give the guy... I would probably, I would meet him and talk to him for a few minutes, and then I'm like, I'm not hanging out with this dude. This dude is a fucking asshole, I mean, he's the type of person you would just shun. There are people like that. There's some people that maybe they're a little weird, a little different, a little off, and you're like, but they're cool, they're doing their thing. It's okay to be weird and different, But when you're just obnoxious and disgusting, and so if you're weird and different in that kind of way, then there's the type of people you just shun. And I would just totally shun that motherfucker. Terry Taylor says, yes, Jill Stein, we found out she was a Putin plant. Yeah, I know. It was like, I was all like, yeah, Jill, get those recounts. And then I saw the picture with her and what's his face, the general dude, and Putin and all that shit. And I'm like, oh my God. Binoka says, hey, Russia, if you're listening, yep, that's right. He even said it right there in the debate. He even said it, Benny Loco, that's right. So, I mean, he knew, Hillary knew, they knew what was going on with this Russian misinformation and how they were pinpointing it in these certain little districts that they knew that were like swing districts. It was like from a swing state into a swing district. They did it with laser precision. Pisces Reader says, trust me, I am never going to be a conservative. Heck no. I trust you. AJX1 says, hazmat truck accident. Uh-oh. On 80 westbound, delayed me, but headed to Aurora. Had to take my load 200 miles opposite direction to repair bunk heater. Oh, yeah, my bunk heater pump went out one time. I guess it was a heat pump or whatever. I don't know, but it was bunk heater related. No one wants to touch it. Really? Huh. Wow. That's weird. I took mine into the Schneider shop, I believe, a few years ago. Julie says, that's awesome, Robert Pierpont. I was at that show. Oh, there you go. You guys might have bumped into each other and not even known it. Robert Pierpont says, you say Hillary thought she had it in the bag, but guess what? Even Trump thought she... yes. Well, yeah, I think that's true. Trump looked like a deer in headlights once they won. I think you're right, Robert. He was as surprised as anybody. But still, you know, that's why we as voters can't take shit for granted, and the candidates that are running cannot take anything for granted. You know, the blame goes all the way. It goes around to all of us, right? It's not just Hillary, and it's not just the voters. It's not just whatever the campaign people. I mean, hopefully it's a learning lesson, and I think Joe Biden knows that too. So, Treva, hey Treva, Treva's here. Hi folks. Obama made Democrats too comfortable, and most didn't realize who Trump was, and they believed in hype in the anti-Hillary. Maybe, yeah. They believed the hype in anti-Hillary. I know. Her fucking emails, and all that shit. Benny Loco says, Drumpf makes me physically ill. I have literally hurled... Oh, really? I have not literally hurled, but I think I've started to, feel it coming. So, yeah, I feel you. Pisces Grader says, believe it or not, I always had bad feelings about Trump before he was president. I never liked him either. I never liked the Apprentice. And before that, I remember he would always show up just on like talk shows and gossip shows. And he would always end up you always saw him on like the Inquirer. Now we know why, because he and the what's the guy's name, Pecker or whatever, were good buddies. So they always put him on the front page of the Inquirer. And I always just thought he was just some dirtbag, sleazebag. Hey, Jolie says, have support Trigger on live stream. Buy me a coffee. Thank you so much, Jolie. Buy me a coffee, water, beer, whatever. Pisces Greeter says, hi, Chiva. Robert Pierpont says they did it with laser precision because Manafort gave Russia the polling data. That's right. You're absolutely right, Robert Pierpont. Manafort. Now, I forget, is he still rotting in prison, or did Trump pardon him or whatever? But that's one evil motherfucker too, right there. Jolie says, same, Pisces Greeter, TK, I never watched his stupid show. I never really watched the show other than just channel surfing or seeing clips, probably on Talk Soup or something, and maybe channel surfing and maybe watching a few minutes of it, and I just thought, this is stupid. I don't think I ever watched sat and watched a complete show of it, Benny Logo says, has anyone seen The Dubious Friends of DJT, a real Russian eye-opener? I have not seen that. Is that on Netflix or something, or? I have not seen that. Pisces Grease says, good taste, Jolie, smart, and do not blame you. Benny Loco says, being a Jersey gal, I've known what a scumbag he was his entire life. Fuck Starlust. Yeah, he's just, And it's one thing being a scumbag when you're just a scumbag and in your own private life or whatever. But then once you become president, man, it's fair game. It's fair game to just to say what a fucking asshole he is, Hey, there's 70B2. She says, hello, 70B2. Thanks for being here. And I know you already hit the thumbs up. I just know you did. But thanks for being here. We're shooting the shit. We are just shooting the shit. Hey, there's Treva. Says, I know this because I followed Hillary since her husband was in office. And I knew who Trump was way back in the 80s. I also lived with a red hat wearing maggot still. Well, I hope that you guys are doing okay. It must be tough, but hopefully you guys are working that out. Working around. It's a workaround, right? You got to do a workaround. But yeah, I remember Trump since probably the 80s. He would be Not only on the Inquirer, but he would show up like on People magazine. He would show up on all these sort of tabloids. It was always something to do with a new wife or a new this or a new that. I was like, who gives a fuck, you know? Let's see. Pisces says, when Trump was running for the presidency, I had a feeling all over my body like I knew if Trump wins, the world is going to be paid badly. Well, here we are. Yep. Terry Taylor says, I'm pretty sure Trump pardoned the motherfucker, John. That sucks. Because that motherfucker should rot in jail for the rest of his rotten life. Stephanie B2 says, I don't know who Mango Mussolini was except for the Apprentice, which I refused to watch. I instantly disliked him for his L crap. Gina Maynard says the Central Park Five should make an ad on Trump. Yeah, that would be interesting. Benny Loco says agree. Gina Maynard, hegemony. I'd rather be homeless than live with a maggot piece of shit. They're all scumbags as far as I'm concerned. Hey, hegemony, thanks for being here. Thanks for dropping by, joining the chat. We are just shooting the shit. We are talking pretty much about Trump and what a dirtbag he is. I think this could be a good time. This could be cathartic. Let's just unload on Trump, man, because sometimes it makes me feel better just to say what a fucking vile, disgusting piece of fucking crap he is. And there, I feel better already. So, Stephanie B2 says hello, Pisces Greeter. And let's see here. Benny Loco, MAGA is not a political party. It's a terrorist group. Yeah, they're horrible. Horrible. It's horrible. Horrible. Domestic terrorists, I think. Pisces Greeter says agreed. Benny Loco. Surrender Monkey, who apparently is very drunk. I hope you're okay. I don't quite believe that no Republican understood how corrupt he was before, during, and after both elections. He smashed the first election by giving voice to racist and anti-government crowd. Well, that is MAGA. That pretty much describes MAGA. Excuse me. Pardon me. Pisces Greeter says, true, sort of monkey, they are just in denial and delusional, in my opinion. And hey, there's Julie Reeder listening at work. Thank you, Julie. Thank you for coming out of lurk mode for a moment to say hi. We appreciate it. Make sure you hit that thumbs up button for me and like and subscribe and share. And thanks for joining in. If you have any opinions on Trump, let us know. We'd love to hear it. Robert Pierpont says, I have a few Trump supporters and they don't even vote. Well, that's kind of funny too. You know, be a big Trump supporter and you don't vote. So good, don't vote. 70B2 says Mango Mussolini making the loser sign on his forehead to people who he didn't like. I knew he was a petulant man-child. Yeah. Although that was kind of a popular thing at that time to do, I guess. But yeah, what does he think? He's like a teenager or something, you know? Because that's what the kids were doing. They'd be like, loser. Robert Pierpont says, I have a few Trump supporting friends that don't vote. Okay, I think isn't that what you said? No. Sean 12 says, it's beyond cult. MAGA is a religion now. For some of them, I think you're right. It's weird. It's really, really weird. Julie Reader's saying hi, and we're saying hi. Sean 12. Sean 12 was in here earlier, right? I believe. Gina Maynard says, Trump promotes conspiracy theories, bigotry, and faux national, masquerading as white nationalism. Yeah, Trump just promotes whatever comes out of his ass, which is kind of gross to think about, all the shit that comes out of his ass. And that's literal, not even figuratively, both. But he hears this shit, and then he has no filter, I guess, about, you know, and then what he doesn't understand, or maybe he does, I don't know, or what we're seeing, what we kind of learned, is really how influential a president can be, going back to January 6th, uh, and how this president that we're talking about here, Trump, when he was president, could say a few things in his speeches and really get a dedicated group behind him that is willing to try and overrun the Capitol, and to beat cops. And they brought weapons. They were ready. They were ready to start a war, just off of some things that Trump had said. I mean, it's amazing, really, the power and the influence that a president can have. That's why it's so important that we have good presidents. Even if we get a Republican, at least have someone who's not that's decent, and has some decorum or whatever, But anyhow, Robert Pirro said, "Is a cult not a religion? Cults are like religion, nuts on steroids." Yeah, TT says, that's Terry Taylor, by the way. "I have to admit, I was kind of surprised by Republicans during the Trump regime. They all succumbed to his criminality. Exceptions were few, and they ended up resigning. I knew that we were fucked." Yeah, I guess the very few of them have any backbone because they're just afraid that, I guess, that their political careers will be ended, and that's more important than the country. Saving their own political careers is more important than what's doing the best thing for the country. So that just shows what pieces of shit they are, right? Gina bet it's orange too. Julie Reader says, "Russia played a big part in Comey's October surprise of reopening negotiation. Really hurt." Yeah, that's true. All that Russia shit, all the, using the basically Macedonian bot farms, or whatever they call it. They had these they had people sending in bots through game systems and through all these platforms, and that was just putting out massive amounts of misinformation. Surrender Monkey says, "Trump literally sold Ukraine to Putin for a chance to get help establishing an oligarchy in America. You saw already Bannon doing the plan by stealing the wall money. That was just the start." Yep. Sean 12 says, "I'm lurking like Trump at the Miss Teen pageant." Oh boy. Terry Taylor says, "Laughing out, Stephanie, Dapper Dawn." Benny Loco says, oh wait, Joel, okay. Helly, okay. Benny Loco says, I hope the cult remembers the outcome of Waco religious cult. They could end up very badly for the cult. This could end up very badly for the cult. If they keep pulling their shit, it's gonna as far as like Jan 6 shit, it's gonna end up badly. Because next time it's not gonna just be a few cops. It's gonna be the fucking National Guard or something. Julie says, "Hello, sorry can't type." Helly, hello, whatever. Say, we got you. We got you. Pisces Reader says, "I believe Trump doesn't even like his supporters. He hates them. He thinks they're disgusting. They think it's beneath him. He's like, these are my people. This is what I got." But his supporters do not get that. Very sad. Yeah, they're blind. They're blinded. Gina Minder says, "BLM was over a public murder. Jan 6 was over by a sore loser." Yeah, sore loser, and he really wants to be a dictator, not just for one day. He really wants to destroy America, destroy democracy, and be, just an oligarch. Trina says, "It's all about messaging and blocking out reality and tapping into folks' fears. I got to run by for now. For now, I know you meant for now." All right, Treva. Well, thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you. And make sure you hit that notification button So you can always know when I'm on and come on in and say hi and stuff like that. Julie Reader says Trump may not be a gibberish ball of goo. Oh, Trump may be a gibberish ball of goo by summer. He is dissolved. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know if he's going to make it to November. He is on a really super fast fade here. I think you're right. You're onto something there, Julie Reader. Stephanie says, Julie, I had the coolest Lyft driver. Oh, Lyft. You're taking Lyft? No, I'm just kidding. The other day, he took me to get my prescriptions without charging. We got to weed, and he told me where I can get some clones now. I turned on to some of mine. Wow. That's weird they didn't charge you. Are you there to make money, or are you there to be charitable? I mean, come on, Lyft driver. Terry Taylor laughing out loud. Oh, awesome. Cheers. Patsy Beer says, I truly believe Trump is really insecure, even though he acts so confident. Oh, yeah. He's got massive hang-ups. He is so fucked up in the head. He is one fucked up dude. That's for sure. Surrender Monkey says, he wanted Russia to tell him how they robbed the country blind and would have fucked America after Ukraine. Russia would have attacked Western Europe. He's a true monster. Millions of people would have died. He does not give one fuck how many people die. Just look at COVID. He does not give one single solitary fuck about who else dies. All he cares about himself and maybe a little bit about his kids, but even then it's kind of shaky. This is a total fucking, I would say sociopath or whatever. I don't know. I'm not a doctor. I'm not a psychiatrist, but the motherfucker is fucked up in the fucking head. No two ways about it. And he is a monster. I agree, Surrender Monkey. 72 says, I agree, Pisces. About the insecurity. Yeah, he's a total fucking wreck. And hey, that's one. Okay, yeah. So I mean, for all of the total wrecks out there, I mean, yeah, we all have problems. We all have issues. You know, I don't mean to denigrate that or whatever, but this guy's wants to be president. We can't have someone who is so messed up in the head. I'd be president. You know what I mean? It's dangerous. It's very dangerous. Tara Taylor says the Koch brothers says they have internal polling info and that Trump will lose to Biden. I think I don't know if I heard it was from the Koch brothers, but I think I've heard about this internal polling. And yeah, I hear that shit, and one part of me is like, yeah, I'm glad to hear that, but another part of me is like, we cannot let up. We cannot let up. We cannot let up. Vote, 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 vote. Early, often, whatever. Hedge Enemy says they always seem to bounce him back somewhere. Never doubt the necromancy of Walter Reed Cadillac Healthcare. Yeah, they pump him up with something, huh? And prop him up and wind him up and see how long it lasts. 72 says, my health insurance pays for Lyft to drive me out of town. Okay, I was just joking because I'm an Uber driver. Before I was an Uber driver, I still have both apps on my phone, and whenever I would need a ride share, I would check both and see which one had the cheaper rates going, and I would just use whichever one was cheaper. Because sometimes it was almost the same, not much of a difference, but sometimes it was a big difference. For some reason, maybe one had surge pricing going and the other one didn't, or whatever. So, but yeah, so I was just kidding about the Lyft thing. Let's see here. Where was I? Gino says, Trump only cares about Ivanka. Yeah, he's got a hard-on for her, and that's disgusting. Robert Pierpont says there are more pics online of Trump and Epstein than there are of him with Barron. I know, right? He's a horrible father. I don't know. Maybe I'm a horrible father too, but so I don't know. 72 says malignant narcissist with sociopathic tendencies. Thank you very much. I agree wholeheartedly that that's what he is. Turns out it's absolutely John to vote blue. Doug G, I'm back at Trucker John. Well, Doug G, where'd you go? I didn't know you were even here in the first place. But thanks for being back. Make sure you hit the like and the subscribe and the thumbs up for me. Thanks for checking in, Doug G. How you been? How's it going? Hey, there's 50 Nick's Rich 6. I'm sorry. 56 Nick Rich is in the warehouse. I'm calling it a warehouse instead of the house because truckers go to warehouses, to load and unload. So, so trying to keep it a trucker theme here. But hey, thanks for being here, 56 Nick Rich. You're a little late, but that's okay. It's okay. Better late than never. That's what my dad used to always tell me. Pisces Greeter says, can tell I am a poet, love poems that rhyme, and I had a few of my poems published a few years ago. Well, that's pretty cool. Is there some place we might be able to see some of these published poems? I wouldn't mind checking them out. That's cool. Just skipping down. Looks like a lot of highs. And I think I'm caught up because everyone's saying hi. And I said I'm not going to read all the highs because then I get behind in the chat. So there, I think I'm caught up because everyone was just saying hi. That's cool. That's cool, man. Pisces Greer says, sorry, no, I have a book with my poem in it, though. Well, that's cool. That's pretty cool. Surrender Monkey says he has a dictator's body count already. 427,000 American deaths just through his pride and pandering to the church. Dismantling the emergency CDC protocols because he's a racist and NATO because of pure greed. There you go. That's a good breakdown there, Surrender Monkey. That's a good breakdown. Turk Taylor says, that anyone thinks Trump is someone to look up to is beyond comprehension. He lusts after his own fucking daughter. Bunch of sickos in this country. That's right. Pisces Grid says, thank you, Trucker. Well, you are welcome. You are welcome. That's cool to get published for anything. Sehal says, fart. I guess, apparently. I think that's what that is. Thank you, Sehal, for being here. Thanks for checking in, even though it's, a bit gassy there. But thanks for being here. Appreciate you. Sehal says, sup, guys? We just hanging. We just shooting the shit. We're basically, I think we are unloading. Today is Unload on Trump Day. I think it's very therapeutic, very cathartic. We are venting, a lot of venting here because most of us, I think, in this chat really despise Donald Trump. And I know I do. And so sometimes it's good to vent a little bit. Sometimes you got to let stuff out or else you get too much stress built up. You know what I mean? So it's a good thing here. We're going to just vent and just let it all out, man. Just let it out. 72 says, I had a foster daughter in 8th grade. She was published in the National Anthology for Poetry. She went from a gangbanger to that in less than a year. Wow. And I think that shows what a great foster parent you were, Study B2. So you should be proud of that. Maria Jean Greco. Hello, Trucker John, and all you wonderful peeps. Hello, Marie. Thanks for being here. Glad you came and you're checking in there. Make sure you hit that thumbs up for me. 56 Nick Twist, Dump on Trump. This is Dump on Trump Day. There we go. Terry Taylor says hi. Okay, I'm going to skip the highs. 72 National Anthology for Young Poets. Oops. Well, it's still just as cool. Let's see. That's very cool. 72. Pisces agrees with Trump. You forgot to get your brain from the Wizard of Oz, and you're definitely not God. Laughing out loud. There you go. There's Robert Pierpont. On Howard Stern years ago, Trump was lusting for a 12-year-old Paris Hilton. Like, what the fuck? Yeah, so don't tell me, he didn't go off to, what was it, Lolita Island and just fuck, underage girls left and right. Don't tell me he didn't do that, because I think he did. Hey, there's Dan Harar. Magoo. Thanks for being here, first of all. I think I hadn't seen you in here earlier. So thanks for being here and stopping by. And let's read the chat from Dan Harar. It says, Magoo, John, I think Frump has Epstein videos. That's why so many people kiss his ass. Blackmail. Could be. Terry Taylor says, that's wonderful, Stephanie. I was talking about the foster daughter that turned her life around there. 56 Nick Tricks, never skip the highs. Oh, you funny guy, you. 56. 72 says, thanks, Jolie. We were in the country, so she had nowhere to go to get into trouble. Well, that helps. That does help. Let's see. I'm skipping the haze and the highs and the hoes. Surrender Monkey says, that's a proud moment. My parents were still mad at me for not mastering the toilet. I haven't lived with them for 30 years. Okay. Marie Jean Greco, happy. I said I was going to skip the highs, no matter what Nick Rich 56 says. Gino Maynard says, Trump rallies are getting more hecklers again. Screening the crowd for dissenters doesn't seem very American. And did you see that video? Nicole Sandler showed it the other day, where they were bum rushing the, I guess, a heckler or whatever out of the little. I'm not even sure what you'd call. I'm not sure if it was an auditorium or what, but like the place was half empty. So I think, you know, and Hal has brought this up, that the crowds are getting smaller. And a lot of them are those front row Joes or wherever they're like, you know, they follow them around from you know, rally to rally. So I don't know. Hopefully that means that his little base is shrinking. Let's see. People are laughing at Surrender's comment about the toilet. 72 says, and nobody wants Laura Loomer. Laura Loomer. Poor Laura Loomer. Pisces Reader says, I feel some DJC supporters are sick of Trump's being a broken record. I know. It's like, even they should be getting sick of it. You know what I mean? Like, because it is the same thing over and over. And Hal plays those rallies. And it's like, oh my God, it's the same fucking shit over and over and over. And it's just rambling. But he rambles the same shit, you know, and it's just, oh God, who could do that? Who could just keep watching that? I mean, 56 extras, manhandling like gorillas. 72, his front row Joes. Well, yeah, that's kind of what Hal calls them, I guess. Like the people that are always in the front row, and I think a lot of those are people that follow him from rally to rally. Marie Jean Greco, Jackie, I think you should officially change to Aki. Did it say Aki? Did I say Aki? I don't know. Robert Pierpont says, Trump has something serious on Lindsey Graham. Graham really hates him, yet goes on TV and cries over what's happening to Trump. Yeah, Trump has some serious dirt on him. And at some point, so everyone's saying, okay, Lindsey Graham must be gay. We don't care if you're gay. You can come out. And at some point, he's been in the Senate for so long, even like, it seems like maybe even South Carolina might not even care. Is that where he's from, South Carolina? I forget now. One of those Carolinas, right? They might not even care if he's gay at this point. So whatever he has on him, maybe it's worse than just. Not being gay is worse, but worse in his eyes as far as like what he thinks it would do to his, you know, his voting base or whatever. Hopefully, it's not something like any type of pedophilia type of thing or whatever, right? Because at this point, I would think he's going to say, you know what, go ahead, tell people I'm gay. I don't give a fuck anymore. You know, it's got to be, you know. So is it something worse than that? And not, like I say, not that being gay is bad. I don't mean worse like that, but I mean worse, how he thinks it would be worse as far as, are we back? I guess I got a phone call and it knocks it out for a second. Hopefully we're back. But so I don't know. But yeah, everyone speculates on that because even after January 6th, remember at first he was saying like, this is all Donald Trump's fault. You know, he led this insurrection and it was wrong what he did. And then he goes, I think he went to Mar-a-Lago and got his talking to and a little reminder maybe. And then all of a sudden, Graham is coming out and, you know, basically kissing Trump's ass all up and down. You know, so yeah, seems like there's something going on. Spicy says, do you think that some DJT supporters are being paid to be at his rallies? I don't know. I think they might just be just, you know, so brainwashed, so in love with them that they just do it. But 56 says there's no icon to send John a tip. No, but if I make partner, I think I will get that. That's why I need you guys. But to watch as much as you can, as many videos as you can, to get my watch hours up. And once we get to 3,000 watch hours, I can make partner, and then you might see little things like that. And that stupid thing, that 3,000 hours, it keeps fluctuating because it goes back to the last 365 days. And if you're on a day where it was a slow day, it kind of knocks it back down again. Because we were up to over 2,460 something the other day, and now it's back to like 2,300 and something. So I need you guys to watch. If you see anything that pops up in your feed that's Trucker John related, just go ahead and click on it, watch it as long as you can watch it. Play it in the background. Don't turn it all the way down to 0, the volume, I guess, because that affects it. But if you don't want to listen to it, put it down to like 1 if you need to. Or crank it up, you know, put it on your stereo system because you just love the dulcet sounds of my voice. But we need to get those watch hours up, and then you will see little things like that. I believe that's how that works. So, but good question, 56 Nick Rich. That was an excellent question. 72 says, I do Pisces. Hedge Enemy says, caught with a live girl or dead boy. My bet is the latter. Yeah, that old saying. Yeah. Doug G says, change Nancy to Nikki. Oh, yeah. Yeah, he was all over the place with that. Yeah, totally lost on that. Jolie says, post that link to buy me a coffee. You can give me a little tip over there, Nick Rich 56. We do have a fundraiser thing to get a new computer, a new laptop. So that's in the Buy Me Coffee deal. If you want to do that, and the reason I didn't want the new computer, it's not just because I just want a new computer, you know, blah blah blah. It's because I'm running the show off a 6th generation iPad and an iPhone 14 Pro Max, which are nice. This iPad is, I don't know, I bought this, 5-6 years ago or longer, which in the IT world or the computer world is probably like an antique. The iPhone is still, even though the 15s have come out, so now this one is kind of, but it's still a very, very nice phone, very good phone. But it limits what I can do. So I would like to get a nice laptop, maybe a Mac Pro or whatever, and I could do fancy stuff. You know, I could put clips up, and we could watch clips, and we could watch, you know, clips, and we could watch clips. And Tommy, get the clips. And you know, whatever. But so that's why I'm trying to raise some funds for that, and that would be nice. So if you want to do that, that'd be awesome. Gina Maynard says, anyone who has cared for a hospice or a sick parent are familiar with Trump's repetition and endless story retelling. Surrender Monkey says, my theory on the wall suit guy, not wearing his pants was because Eric wanted to practice tunneling out of prison on him. That's funny, Surrender Monkey. The booze is really kicking in now, isn't it? Making you like a funny man. No, that was funny. TT says, hi everyone who just arrived. That's Terry Taylor, in case you guys don't know when I say TT. Robert Pierpont. Robert Pierpont is from Indiana, but for some reason Robert Pierpont. I put a little English accent on there because it just sounds like an English name. I mean it's English, but I mean, well, it might be French, but I don't know. I just do it because that's just how I roll. Many of the people in the background, especially the same guy, the ones that stand behind him, especially the same guy that always has the blacks for Trump sign are 100% paid. Okay. I hope they get their money up front because we know Trump doesn't pay what he says he's going to pay. So hopefully they get their money up front. If I would ever had any dealings with Trump, first of all, I would if I was in that position where they wanted me to do something, I would probably just say, go fuck yourself. I'm not doing anything for this motherfucker. But let's just say if I did, hypothetically, if I was, I don't know, a lawyer or I was a painter, I don't know, whatever, and he wanted some work done, I would say, yeah, you're giving me all the money up front, 100% of it, or else go fuck yourself. Because you have proven to be a total fucking flake and a ripoff artist. And that's the thing. I think more and more people are realizing that in the Trump world. And he's finding out that he's getting less and less of whatever he wants, like help-wise or you know. Churchill says, laughing out, John, love your dulcet tones. Thank you very much. Surrender Monkey says, Bannon and Roger Stone. I'm really behind in the chat, aren't I? Had dirt and blackmail proofs of what Senator Lindsay was doing on Epstein Island. So what? He's just out there banging boys? I mean, and that's bad if they're underage. But, because all I've heard is there being, you know, girls and women out there. But if Lindsay's going out there, there's got to be some dudes for him. Why would he go out there? Robert Pierpont says, you need an iPad with an M1 chipset. Yeah, I did like Google, like what's the best laptops for live streaming? And then there was some, you know, non-Apple products. And the one Apple product came up, I remember they talked about the M1 chip. So yeah, that'd be cool. 56 Nick Rich says, whatever gets the channel to a booster bump, share on Facebook and other platforms. Thank you so much, 56 Nick Rich. Boost. Give me a boost. Give me a boost. Pies Greedy Tech, TK says, I need a new laptop. Got a nice one last Saturday. I need a new laptop. Got a new last Saturday. An early birthday gift. Love it a lot. That's awesome. What kind did you get? Was it Android or iOS? Robert Pierpont. It's French, John. Yes, I know. As I was talking, I said maybe it's French, but for some reason it just evokes a bit of a British accent in me. I don't know. Maybe I should go to the French because I'm not good at French. I'm not good at anything actually. But Robert Pierpont, and I always have to do the Pierpont. Not making fun. Look, my last name's Fowler, so as you can see, there's Fowler here. And that's not the greatest name in the world either. So, I mean, not that your name. Oh boy, insert foot in mouth. Your name is not. I'm not saying your name is not good. Your name is beautiful. I love your name. I'm just saying it sounds like I'm making fun of your name, and here I have my name, Fowler. You know, so it's kind of like Trump making fun of people for not looking good, and he's a big fat slob. You know what I mean? Anywho, boy, insert mouth here. I mean, insert foot here. Whatever. Certain Monkey says, I've heard Stone use the R young waiters at Epstein shithole. Oh, hiding in plain sight. Stone used to, I don't know what R means, young waiters. But I think I get your drift. Yeah, I didn't think about that. They had a wait staff that was providing extra service. Gino Maynard. Sometimes I just call him Gino Maynard. We're on that type of a basis, name basis. Sometimes people just call me Fowler. So I'm calling Gino. I just call him Maynard. Hey Maynard. The Black for Trump guy is Black Israelite. He sucks. Yeah, he's a weirdo. The dude's a weirdo. Benny Loco says 56 is rich, and there's all kinds of emojis, and I don't read emojis. Like, hi, smiling at you, and I don't know what that means. Something about smoking, dabbing, I guess, as the kids say. 72, I'm way behind, aren't I, guys? I'm way behind. What type of accent would you put on the last name? I don't know, because I can't even say it. Is that your last name? Bjorge. Bjorge. Is that French too? Bjorge. Bjorge. George. George. Is the B silent? George. Or hey. I don't know. I'm butchering it, guys. I'm sorry. I'm probably offending all kinds of people today. A very offensive show today by Trucker John. Trucker John is very offensive, I must say. So, Tommy, please fix that for me. I need Tommy to go and erase everything. Gino Maynard said, Tommy is kind of like, if Jolie was here, I guess. I'd be going, Jolie, fix that for me. Anyhow, Gino Maynard says Lindsey Graham is being gay is pretty badly hidden secret. Yeah, that's what Maynard says. But we don't see. That's the thing is, we don't care because we're liberals, right? We don't give a fuck if he's gay. But he's from what, North Carolina or South Carolina? Those motherfuckers care. So I guess I understand. You know, his reluctance. Swinner Monkey, Icelandic accent. Oh yeah, the Icelanders. They do have an odd accent, don't they? I'm just trying to remember that movie that came out a couple years ago, but the singing movie. Benny Logan says, it's high time to dab. Okay, all right, I got you. It's high time to dab. B2 says close, surrender. Close surrender. Oh, about the Icelandic. Bicycle says a Lenovo brand is 15.6 inch screen. Something I could afford. It was very reasonable. Yeah, that's true, man. Those Android ones are a lot cheaper than the Macs. And I was thinking about maybe going to an Android system. But I've just become an Apple person. I'm so used to Apple now. So, I don't know. Robert Pierpont. I'm French and German, and I love to fight and surrender to myself. There you go. You're just like, He's like, Anyhow, where was I at? 56, Nick Rich says, Teresa, hugger greeter Pisces a bit early. I don't know. It's never too early, I don't think. Robert Popon, Fowler is German, right? My mom's maiden name is Foul. Well, I was told that it's English, and that Fowler comes from the old English kingdom days when the person who was in charge of the fowls, birds, like chickens and I guess turkeys or whatever, was the fowler, because they ate a lot of that shit. They ate a lot of pigs. They ate a lot of maybe cows or whatever, but they also ate a lot of chicken and turkey and whatever else is a fowl, ducks or whatever. So the fowler was the guy that was in charge of those birds for the king and the king's table, the king's room or whatever. That's what I was told it comes from. Joel, he says Fowler's Wrath. Yeah, Fowler's Wrath was in the chat, I believe. I believe so. Well, maybe not. I might rectify. Maybe I should rectify that. But let's see here. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Fowler's Wrath is in the chat, I believe. So, but just lurking. I believe Fowler's Wrath is a lurker. So feet on dashboard is a little whiny bitch that just fucked off. But 72 says, let's see here, Norwegian. Well, I am my grandmother was full-blooded Norwegian, and I think my granddad had Norwegian. So there's a lot of Norwegian in me. But I was always told that the name Fowler was English. Swordner Monkey says, I once got a microphone back for repair from Bjork, who was recording the sea. She put the sea water in the bag. It rotted all the circuitry of the boards. It was fucked. That goddamn Bjork, what's her name? With her little duck suit. God damn it, she fucked it all up. 56 Nick Rich says, anybody catch a glimpse of the new game show after Colbert, after midnight? No, I haven't. Jolie, Tommy, yeah. Kinda, yeah. Benny Lucas says, but actually that came from, I was sort of copying when Hal is doing like Joe Rogan, right? And Joe Rogan's like, and I forget Joe Rogan's assistant, so I just made up Tommy. Tommy. That's where that all kind of came from. Benny Lucas says, has disconnected from all the television programming. It's toxic. Toxic. I like that. That's probably my favorite, what's her face song? You know, what's her face? Pisces Greater says, I have Italian and French in me. And I think a little English too. My husband is mainly German and a little Swedish. Dropped out for a second there. Where was I at now? Oh, about this Surrender Monkey saying Sony Android phones rock, but I'm a massive Sony slut. Well, there you go. Benny Lucas says all people in America should take a DNA test. It would be a real eye opener. I know I was going to do that 23andMe, and I just never have done it. Fowler's Wrath says, hey, fuck you, Fowler's Wrath, you asshole. Pisces Greater says, so true, Benny Loco. And Pisces Greater says, hi, Fowler's Wrath. Don't say anything. Don't encourage him. Don't encourage him. He's an asshole. Robert Pupon. I think the T might be silent, Robert. It might be Robert Pupon. Isn't the English monarchy originally German? I have no freaking idea. Benny Lucas says, they changed my grandmother's maiden name on Ellis Island from Messerschmitt to Smith for obvious reasons. Because it was easier just to spell, maybe. 56 Nick Rich says that Benny Loco ditto my set croak 2 years ago. Don't miss it for a second. Enough stuff online. Yeah, online can keep you busy and lots of stuff to watch there. You can watch with streaming. Yeah, you don't really even need cable, really. I have cable here because I got it with, I wanted to get the good internet. And I guess, I think it's bundled. I'm just wondering if I could just get the internet without the thing. But I don't think you can. And then I would have to go, if I switch that out, I would have to get the T-Mobile internet or something. So I don't know, I'm happy the way it is, so I'm just going to keep it. But I do end up watching more, because on my TV, it's like one of those Fire Stick TVs, so I can watch a lot of stuff that's on the internet. And I end up watching that more than I watch the cable part of it. Prices Reed says, my maiden name was Cressy and married name is Cole. No, not in relation to the Cole store, I wish. Yeah, that'd be cool. You can get some good discounts and stuff. Benny Loco says 100% and Nick Rich 56. I keep reversing that. Gino Maynard says, yes, the British Windsors were German. They were the Germans. Terry Taylor says, laughing out Pisces, I shop there a lot. 56 Nick Rich says, my brother pays money, I guess big money, because there's three of those money signs, for cable, watched about a dozen channels. I pay, it's like $70 a month, and that includes high-speed internet. I don't even know how many channels on the cable, and really all I watch the cable for is football games and local news, and that's about it. So, I don't know. What are you going to say? Everything else, just about everything else I watch is on the internet, like streaming platforms. Um, I'm just now finishing up Secession, which I think would that ended like a year ago. I'm just now season 4. I think I have episode 10 coming up, which is the last one. So I'm a little bit behind in my streaming stuff. But to talk about Secession, oh my God. There really is no redeeming qualities of any of those main characters. I hate them all. I think they're all disgusting. And I don't care if in the last episode they all die in a plane crash or something. I hate them all. They're gross. They're disgusting. And which is exactly what they're supposed to be because they're basically kind of like the Murdoch family. And I have no idea really what the Murdoch family is like, other than Rupert Murdoch, who I think is disgusting. But I really don't know about his sons and stuff like that. So in real life, they might not deserve to die in a plane crash. But these characters on Secession, I think, do because they're just gross and horrible. And usually in a show, you try to find a character that has some, even if they're bad and they do bad stuff, you try to find some kind of redeeming characteristics so you can sort of, kind of, maybe like them or I don't know, have some sympathy for them. I have no sympathy whatsoever for any of those motherfuckers. I hate them all. That was Secession, in case you guys didn't pick that up, that I was talking about. Let's see here. Bitty Logo says, my grandmother's cousin invented the Messerschmitt airplane. Oh my God, that's big time. Handgun and car, all used by the Nazis. That's why they changed the name. Oh yeah, the Messerschmitt. And plus Smith is easier. There's that too. I'm just kidding. You know me. I'm just kidding. Pisces Beer says Terra Taylor, very nice store. Kohl's is nice, but I haven't shopped or stepped inside of a Kohl's in years. I don't think, but I remember my memory of Kohl's is that it's very nice. Benny Loco says exactly stuff shameful for me. 56 says Benny Loco ever thought about a book? Julie Reader says didn't hyphenated my name would have been Rice Reader, and reading rice is tough. You need definitely some kind of microscope or whatever. 72 says we haven't had cable for 10 years now. Cut the cable 10 years ago. Pisces Reader says we just have internet, watch TV apps. That is on our TV, saves us money that way. Yeah, you can save us some money by just having a few, maybe some streaming services, and you can always cancel one and start another one and go back. You can work it. You can work the system. Benny Logan says, "Greeter, it's the 21st century. Cut the cable cord. Stop paying Fox." Hey, Jeremy says that's kind of how I felt about the characters in that movie Looper. I hated everybody in that, even the kid. I remember Looper, and I don't remember really hating everybody. I mean, I think I saw the movie once, and I thought there was some sort of a plot hole or a plot thing where it kind of didn't make sense. But I don't remember really hating everybody. And now maybe I'll have to rewatch it now and find the hate. Surrender Monkey says, so I'm a big fan of how far-reaching the Russian PSYOPs, disinformation operation, has damaged the public's ability to rationalize. There are many fake experts on YouTube. It's stunning. Flat Earth. I know, and it's like I think it's affecting the younger generations way more because they're more. I mean, not like we're all on the internet. We all, we're doing our thing here, but like for us older folks, I think it's different than the younger folks who just grew up with the internet already being there, and it's just really is second nature to them. And I'm wondering, what are they getting? How are they getting their information? And is it reliable and, incredible? And how much they take that shit, it might be shit, and they, believe in it. It is kind of scary. Pisces Greeter says, so true, being local. I do not like Fox cable news. I never watch or listen to the news. Hey, there's Jack McCool. Cut the cord. I have internet, Roku TV antenna for local. Hey, Jack McCool. Thanks for being here. I don't think I saw you in here before, so thanks for dropping by and saying hi and for your input there. Make sure you hit the thumbs up for me. But yeah, a lot of people have cut the cord, and you can do it and still get a lot of, entertainment and news and information and through streaming, basically. Let's see here. Pisces Greeter says, I agree. Cole has great sales. Taylor says, that's right, Jolie. Great sales, especially if you use their card. Benny Loco, fire in the hole. I guess you lighten up. I guess that's what that is. Robert Pipon says, per the Flat Earthers, they have members all around the globe. Yeah, that's pretty funny. It's hard to take them seriously, and do they even take themselves seriously? I wonder. Hopefully we're all caught up. It's been 2 hours. If you guys don't mind, I might go till noon, if that's okay. Noon my time. Is that okay, Jolie? We might go till noon, which would be another 46 minutes. Trying to get those watch hours up, guys. Let's get those watch hours up. Gina Maynard says, shh, don't mention the dome or the ice wall. Jack McCool, Hal fan. Thank you, Jack. I think a lot of us in here are Hal Sparks fans. I tried to lure you in there, was talking about with the Hal Sparks reference in the title, just so we can hang out and, do our thing, man. Surrender Monkey says, I only watch porn on TV now. It's safer than accidentally streaming a copyright film from a dodgy site. I'm kidding. I don't know. Can you watch porn on TV? I mean, like, I don't know. Pisces Greeter says, sorry, I did not know that Fowler's Wrath was a pain. Would have never said hello to him. I'm just kidding, because Fowler's Wrath is actually very close to me. And so I just like to bust his balls. But none of that sounded right. Now that I think about it. Terry Taylor says, thinking about getting rid of cable now. We do watch sports a lot, so not sure how we do without cable. Yeah, I mean, it's a personal choice. I have cable. I'm keeping my cable. But I'm just saying, yeah, you can cut the cord. And you can watch sports through streaming too. But then you have to buy, like if I want to watch NFL, I got to buy an NFL package. And it's like $279 or something like that for the season. And they did do, I think it was right around Christmas or after Christmas. They had like an after Christmas sale. And even though it wasn't the season, was it that late? Or maybe it was Black Friday. And the season was almost over. I mean, the season was like half over. But they had a half off price. They like, or whatever it was. Maybe it's more than half off, because I think it was $79, where you can get the rest of the season, plus the playoffs, plus the Super Bowl. All of those are all on. Well, I guess if you cut the cable, then you would have to watch it through there. So that would have been a good deal, but I didn't do it. And then I was going to do it, and I went back, and then that sale was over. I was only on there for 2 or 3 days. And I don't know, I was thinking I should have done that maybe. But anyhow, so then if you want to watch football or certain sports, then, then you got to pay for that too. So no matter what you're paying, even they have NBA has a package, MLB I think has a package. All those cost extra. So it depends on what you're watching, how much you want to watch, and then you have to figure out what's a good deal for you, I guess. What's the best deal for you? Nick Rich says, just a second, anyone else? Was that when the phone call hit? I had a phone call come in, and it knocks me out for a second or two. Robert Papon says, yes, you can watch porn on TV. Don't ask me how I know. Okay, all right. TT says, sure you can, John. There are porn channels. I don't have any porn channels. What's going on? All I have is basic cable, apparently. Jolie says, I'm in. I'm so far in the behind Jolie that I don't know what that was about. I don't remember. T.R. Taylor says, laughing out, Robert. Benny Loco says, porn is available everywhere to everyone, even children. Um, well, I didn't know. I know you can get it on the internet. I haven't seen it on TV, other than like hotels have it sometimes on the TV. But I thought that was just like an in-house thing that they did. I don't know. I'm just a country bumpkin, apparently. Oh, I'm in for the 45-minute more. Okay, I just remembered. Okay, so Jolie's in for another. Now we're at what are we at? 41 minutes. Price Agree says, okay, Trucker John, Trucker John, understand now. Yeah, I'm just being extra mean to Fowler's Wrath. You don't have to be. Gina Maynard says, cut the cable sounds like circumcision. Yeah, it does. Or at least the umbilical cord, maybe. Jack McCool says, check what channels are free with an antenna. I'm in Montreal. I think that's Montreal. Yeah, you could do that. There are over-the-air channels still available that you can get. I've done that. I had a TV like that. In fact, it's in my storage. I'm going to be getting my storage out pretty soon from California and bringing all my shit here. And I have a TV that does pick up. It has a built-in antenna in it that picks up like over-the-air stations. I remember watching. I was on the road either. I think it was a Super Bowl and some playoff games by just getting over-the-air channels in my truck. That was cool. Benny Loco says there was a study done on how porn destroys the perception of sex in children that they carry into adulthood. Yeah, porn should not be watched by children. 56 next twist, avoid selfie porn. What is selfie porn? Oh, I didn't know that was a thing. Pisces says, sorry, not into porn. Well, that's cool. Jack McCool says, I get 25, 13 American, and 12 Canadian. And we're talking about channels. That's pretty cool. Benny Loco says, what kid doesn't have the internet, John? I don't know. But that's not my point. I'm saying kids shouldn't watch it. I didn't say anything about them not having the internet. Sorter Monkey says, you can subscribe to specific sites now to only buy the stuff you watch. The UK TV licensing laws are a pain in the arse. Oh, Sorter Monkey, that's right. You're the UK guy. And it's 8 hours ahead. So you're like, it's like 7:30 out there, right? 7:21. UK TV licensing laws are a pain in the arse. You literally have to beg them to believe you have no need for terrestrial. Well, that sucks when you gotta beg for shit. Pisces Greer says, so sorry, Fowler's Wrath, did not know. Don't apologize to Fowler's Wrath. All right? Believe me, he does not deserve your apologies. Benny Logo says, happy 420. Robert Pilpon says, all TVs have built-in over-the-air tuners for antenna. Oh. Okay. I thought I had a special TV. 72 says, I guess it's a good thing I don't drive. I've been waiting months for my doctor to get my excuse for jury duty correct. Ink a date, etc. Incorrect date? I don't know. I now have a failure to appear. Oh, that's not good. Why is your doctor so slow? Get on the horn. Say, what's up, doc? 56 for next wrench. I guess it's time to smoke. And more smoking references there. 72 says, Robert, my smart TV didn't come with a built-in antenna. See Stephanie, see Robert, it's not all of them. Benny Loco says, but kids do watch it, and that's why we have these alpha cucks. Yeah, they do, and I'm saying they shouldn't. Pisces Greeter says, okay, Trucker John, I trust you. Thank you. I'm really probably confusing that whole issue there. Marie Jean Greco says, pass it around, don't bogart it. Robert Pepon says at 70B2, are you in the US? What brand of TV? Wow, now we're really getting down into the weeds. And I have caught up the chat. Thank you very much. I'm totally caught up. Very proud of myself. But yeah, you try to put on the internet, like blockers, or you block things for your kids. But the kids are smart. They figure out how to get around all those things. But what are you going to do? I mean, I guess we could ban pornography, but I think we've seen how prohibition type things don't really work either. So maybe we need to just try to build better systems of, blocking out underage. 56 Rich says porn sucks. It does. And amongst other things. 72 says there's a new practice, and I guess no one knows about jury excuses. I used to work in the jury commissioner's office, so I know what they'll accept. I used to get out of it when I was a truck driver. Not that I was trying to get out of it. It was pretty legitimate, because a lot of times a couple times, I think maybe twice, I remember getting a jury summons in California. I've never gotten one here yet in Nevada. And I was on the road, and I think I actually called the commissioner's office or whatever, and I just said, look, I don't think I'm going to be able to make it. I'm out on the road. I'm over the road truck driver, and I'm trying to get home, but I don't know if I'm going to be able to get home. And then she was like, well, is this going to create like a hardship for you to get home? And I go, yeah. And she's like, don't worry about it. We'll take you off the list. And I never got, I think after that phone call, I never got a summons ever again. And I think they just notated I was an over-the-road truck driver, and they're like, yeah, don't send them out to him. Shovel says Simplify. Hey, Shovel, thanks for being here. Thanks for coming by. I don't think I've ever seen you in here before, but thank you. And make sure you give me that thumbs up, the old thumbs up. And go ahead and Simplify. Yeah, we got U.S. and Ukrainian, Slava Ukrainian. I would say. 72 says, I'm in the U.S. and it's a Vivio. Ooh, fancy Vivio. I'm just kidding. Jack McCool says, TVs have built-in scanners, just attach an antenna. Gino Maynard says, got a jet, everyone. Have a good day. See yous. Well, thank you so much, Gino Maynard, for being here. I do appreciate you coming by, shooting the shit. We'll probably be on again this afternoon and also on Thursday, just so you know. If you want to come back, chat, shoot the shit, all that kind of stuff. Tara Taylor says, oh no, Stephanie, you should call the court and tell them your situation. They're usually pretty understanding. I hate getting jury duty notices. Had a bad experience in Colorado, was on a jury for a week. One time I got called in, this is, when was this, the 90s? I think it was in the 90s. And I went into a case, and it was some sort of it was a criminal trial. I don't think it was murder, but the guy did something. I think he shot somebody or did something, robbed somebody and shot him. But I like I said, I don't think he killed him. And they were doing jury selection. And they had the question, they give you, so I was there, and then they have a thing you fill out, like a big questionnaire. And so I answered all the questions. And one of the questions was, do you know anybody who is in law enforcement? And so I just said, yeah, my best friend is a San Bernardino County Sheriff's deputy. No, I didn't say my best friend. I said one of my best friends in high school is now a San Bernardino County Sheriff's deputy. And that got me off. They booted me out because they read the questions, the questionnaires, and then they just start excusing people. I guess, and I think that was why, because they didn't want anybody who, and even though I hadn't seen that friend of mine in years, you know, but I figured that would get me off of it maybe, and so that's why I wrote it down. And I wasn't lying; it was true. My One of my best friends in high school, he's probably retired now, but he went on to be a captain in the San Bernardino County Sheriff's Department. But that got me booted out, I believe. Not booted out, they deselected me. Sorter Monkey says, I only watch selfie porn when I accidentally use the wrong camera settings while filming my neighbors. Oh boy. Oh, geez, that got kind of creepy. 72 says, I'd upset the whole process. I'm officially disabled for excessive talking disorder. It's really ADHD. I had a really sarcastic judge. Wow. Nick Rich 56 says, 56 Nick Rich says, juries don't pay enough. It was the equivalent of your employment wages. If it was the equivalent of your employment wages, more folks would wouldn't look for excuses. Yeah, I forget what it was. Like, this is in the 90s. I think they only paid was it $15 a day or something like that? I mean, it was enough. In those days, you could get, a nice lunch or whatever with it, I guess. But let's see here. 72 says it had already been pushed forward and had no more grace period. Robert Papone says Sony, LG, and Samsung all have over-the-air tuners. That's the only TV brands I even look at. Just figured since they all have antenna tuners, than all TVs did. Well, that's what happens when you assume. And going back to the assuming, we don't assume that Biden has it in the bag. So that's why, I know you're in Canada, or wait, Perpon? No, you're in Indiana, right? So yeah, vote. And what I'm trying to say is, don't take anything for granted. Vote, vote, vote. Vote blue, vote for Biden. Don't think he's got it in the bag. There, we've taken this, now we've gone full circle, I think. There's Shovel saying hello. Well, I guess as I'm pretty much caught up, I can read that hi. Where Shovel says hello to Being Loco. Robert Popon says, I figured, not assumed, laughing out loud. Well, it sounds like you were assuming. 72 says, I used to go through the question areas that they send prospective jurors to qualify or disqualify them. I had 94-year-olds wanting to serve and 21-year-olds bitching about work inconvenience. So, there you have it. 56 Nick Rich says, oh, Canada. Oh, Canada. Terry Taylor says, mine was a civil matter, contract law. It was boring, a bad construction job. Instead of settling, she thought she'd get more money with a trial. She ended up with just enough to cover trial fees. Well, there you have it. That little ploy, I guess, didn't pan out like she was hoping. My, oh my, what a beautiful day. Oh, thank you very much. Oh, thank you. Oh, thank you very much. Thank you. Oh. Anyhow, enough of the Burt Bacharach or whatever imitation. It wasn't really Burt Bacharach, I don't know. Robert Pabon says, where in Cali did you move from, John? Basically, I don't know if you're familiar with the Palmdale, Lancaster area, otherwise known as the Antelope Valley. About 90 miles northeast of Los Angeles. Okay, all right. It's desert. It's the Mojave Desert. It's the same desert that I currently reside in. The Mojave Desert is a very big desert, spanning hundreds of miles in each direction. I don't know how many square miles it is, but I'm sure it's many thousands of square miles, probably. And basically where I grew up was the Apple Valley, Victorville area, otherwise known as the Victor Valley. That's a little closer. That's about 2.5 hour drive from here. Palmdale, Lancaster, about, add an extra hour to it. But it's basically the same climate, the same weather, the same geography, the same, everything, other than they just have big giant casinos here in Vegas. So when I moved here, it really didn't seem unnatural. I've been coming to Vegas since the 60s on vacations or whatever, or little with my folks. And then when I got older, with my friends and with girlfriends and wives and family, and so Vegas has been a place I'm quite familiar with. And like I say, as far as the topography or whatever, it's all the same. Joshua trees and creosote bushes and, cacti and coyotes and all that kind of shit. And it's all the same. The weather is pretty much the same. It's just that the weather fronts usually come from that direction. So if it's raining or in Palmdale or Apple Valley, then we're going to get that same rain like the next day, So anyhow, when I moved here, it didn't seem like a big deal. A lot of people are like, "Why did you move to Vegas? Why did you do that?" And so I'm just like, well, I don't know. Well, but the reason I did, I've told you before, it was because of the trucking thing, and there was a bill in California that made it where I just decided to move here because of that thing. And like I said, but it wasn't really wasn't a hard decision. To me, this isn't really much different than living in Palmdale or Apple Valley, other than the fact that, yeah, there's the Strip and there's all those casinos. But as far as the layout, the land, the weather, even the people talk the same. It's not like if I moved to New Hampshire or Boston, where there would be a big kind of cultural change. You know what I mean? Everything here is just the same as that I'm used to and what I grew up with. So anyhow, cool. Surrender Monkey says, civic duty, my friends, it's a bitch unless you get a banger like Trump trials, witch hunts. Yeah, I guess so. 70B2 says, my mom served on a jury where she learned that 4 oleander leaves can kill a cow. Wow. And now I've learned that because I had no idea. Terry Taylor says, didn't know you did Elvis impression, John. Pretty good. Oh, thank you very much. I used to do a pretty good Elvis. My Elvis, you know how they say, like, use it or lose it or whatever? And I'm not nearly as good as I used to be. And what's funny to me is that when I was a little kid, like in elementary school even, I used to do a pretty good, I had a whole repertoire of like John Wayne and Jimmy Stewart and Elvis. Who else could I do? I did a whole bunch of these, like just TV personalities, basically. These were movie stars, but I would see them on TV. And I could do them pretty good. It was almost like, like at a party or a barbecue get together. My dad would like, "Hey, John, show them what you can do," and I would do the thing. But yeah, I've kind of lost it over the years, unfortunately. I used to be a pretty good kind of artist. I could draw pretty good. Now I can barely draw a stick man. But I actually had some talent. But it's like they say, you use it or lose it. And I think I lost it. And my dad was a really good artist. I saw some of his sketches. Amazing. And he never really pursued it. But he did some really good sketches. He would just do pencil. And they were amazing. And he was a cement worker. And he never pursued that. Other than just a little sketchbook he had. It's just amazing the talent people can just have, 70B2 says, a rancher put the leaves in a pile in his neighbor's property and 5 of his cows died. That's so sad. Sort of Monkey says, too authentic. Elvis has been dead for decades. Zombie Presley is a new way to do it, though, I suppose. Yeah. Could be. Could be. 72 says, leaf, cow. How many for a human? Why, Nick? What do you got in mind? Just kidding. 70 says, depends on the weight. Jet McCool says, hope you're a Knights fan. Go Habs, go. You know, I've never been a really big hockey fan. When I was in SoCal, I would always just, you know, if I said who my favorite sports teams were for the big four sports, right? Of, you know, baseball, football, basketball, hockey, then I would be a Kings fan. But I really wasn't a fan because I never really followed the sport. But whenever I did watch it, I'd be rooting for the Kings. But now that I'm here and I'm not really a hockey fan, I do root for the Knights, even though, and I am wearing this. So, but I bought this last year, the night that they won the Stanley Cup. I was at I just happened to be at this. I was Uber driving that night, and I just happened to be at it was out by Boulder City or whatever, and I was at this convenience store because I think did I charge out there because they have a charger. Well, anyhow, and I bought the hat. But as far as hockey goes, I'm not really a big hockey fan, but I do root for the Knights. So I guess I would just say the Knights are probably my favorite hockey team. As I had no real allegiance to the Kings. But like as far as baseball and football are concerned, I'm a diehard Dodger fan, diehard Rams fan. That doesn't change. But I do kind of root for the Raiders a little bit now, even though I've always been a Raider hater. But now that I'm here and the Raiders are here, you know, you kind of root for the home teams. But I will never root for the Raiders if it's going to affect the Rams in any way, shape, or form. And just like when the A's are going to move here, maybe I might start rooting for the A's. Although I've always been an Angel fan. I'm a Dodger fan, number one. But I've always liked the Angels as my favorite American League team. I don't think that's going to change either. You know, it's just hard to change those things. I've been watching Dodgers and Angels since I was 5 years old. So it's kind of hard to change, you know, unless there's something that drastically happens. Benny Loco says, I asked Mary Trump to make a salad for her uncle containing oleander. Did you? Did you now? Benny Loco says, does that make me crazy? Then so be it. 72 says, Benny Loco, do you have an email address? One I can send you pics of my crafts and furniture flips to. Sugar Monkey says, you are literally taking part in a historical event. Only Trump, because he's dumb as fuck, wouldn't recognize the historical impotence. Impotence or importance? Yeah, I guess we are a part of the historical event with this MAGA and Trump and all that shit. 72 says that my weed grows. Benny Loco. Tertullo is laughing out. Benny Loco. Robert Pierpont says there is a Pierpont Beach in Ventura, California. Oh, I think I've seen that. Just learned this because of the flooding from recent big waves there. Oh yeah, I saw those videos. Those were amazing. That was scary. That was almost like a little, you know, tidal wave thing. Yeah, Pierpont. I think I've seen that. So then, do you have Instagram? Yes, hit me up, Steph. Hey, there's Liberal Dan. He says that Trucker John! Exclamation, exclamation, exclamation. Hey, Liberal Dan, thanks for being here. Awesome that you came by. There's Liberal Dan. Literally the best political talk show on the internet. Liberal Dan. I urge you guys to check him out. He's on every Monday, Wednesday, I believe 8 p.m. Central, because I think it's 6 o'clock my time, Pacific, right here on YouTube. Make sure you guys check out Liberal Dan. He's got a good show. The best show, in my opinion. Cool. Somebody who says, been able to do Sort of Monkey. Blackburn Hawks, ice hockey, Blackburn Rovers football. You talking about soccer? And anywhere else to live, work, or drink than Blackburn. Blackbird singing in the dead of night. Take your broken wings and learn to fly. It's not Blackburn, no. It's Blackbird. Benito Liberdan, you didn't bring Gibson with you, did you? Oh, Gibson's in his back pocket. Liberdan says, I went to sleep watching a 5-hour Trucker John video to get view hours up. So should everyone else. Thank you so much, Liberdan. Hope you left the volume at least 1. A 5-hour Trucker John video? Did I make a 5-hour one? Damn. Those were the days, huh? It must have been when I was out on the road. 5 hour, or maybe it was, I don't know. I think I do remember I was, it might have been my record, the 5 hour. And I know like Benny Local is like 5 hours, hold my beer. But for me, that was my longest. Marie Jean Greco, howdy. Okay, I'm not going to, I said I would not read the howdies and the highs. Benny Loco says, not that I'm against that. I love that you guys are doing that. I'm just saying because I get behind in the chat. Benny Loco says, I am the supporter extraordinaire, Dan. Absolutely. Terry Taylor says, will do, Liberal Dan. Thank you so much. Yeah, watch my videos. We can get those watch hours up. Jolie says, Liberal Dan on YouTube. Yeah, check them out, man. Mondays and Wednesdays, I believe 8 p.m. Central Time. Correct me if I'm wrong. Liberal Dan says, Gibson has been given a warning. If he escalates one more time, he's blocked. He's only to discuss issues. If other users don't follow the rules, the mods will handle them. Yeah, it is what it is. I wish I had that little clip. Robert Propon says, just subscribed at Liberal Dan. Thank you for subscribing over there. And Liberal Dan says, thank you, Robert. Benny Loco, thank you, Dan. Trevor Taylor says, just subscribed to Liberal Dan. Wow, awesome. You guys are great for doing that. Surrender Monkey says, they came from near Blackburn, Liverpool. And that's where the lads of Liverpool were from. And you know what I'm talking about. And you needed 500 holes in Blackburn, Lancashire. I read the news today. Oh, boy. There we go. It all comes full circle. Thanks for tying that all in there, Surrender Monkey. Benny Loco says, Benny Loco has a channel too. Just saying. Yeah, I'll go over there, sub to Benny Loco. Let's spread it out and spread it around here. 56 Rich says, love wrench, love wrench, love wrench, love wrench, love. Liberal Dan says, I'm also trying to get my Twitch affiliate and need 20 free followers there as well. I'm going to go recheck because I'm pretty sure that I follow you. But I know on Twitch it's weird. Like if you don't go on a while, maybe it drops off or something. So I'm going to recheck that, Dan, and make sure that I am on there. That I have you on there. Marie Jean Greco, I subscribe to you, Benny Loco. Well, thank you very much, Marie, for doing that. And Benny Loco says thank you, Marie. Liberal Dan says thank you, TJ. I think that means me. You're welcome. There's Benny Loco. Jolie put that link there. Marie says Benny Loco, and it's kind of the thing gets blocked. I guess that's like love smile. I don't know. I'm not good at emojis, folks. I am not. Surrender Monkey says Benny Loco channel rocks. Very funny and greatest people on the feckin' planet. Well, there you go. Robert Prepon subscribed. 70B2 says, I sent you a video of one of the jars I'm doing for my weed and a video of Pete the Possum. Who the hell is Pete the Possum? Is he eating your weeds? I mean, eating your weed? Those possums, gotta watch out for them with their little hands. Benny Loco says, what's your Instagram, Steph? Is that you? That's me, Benny Loco, says 70B2. But yeah, hey, man, thanks for watching that 5-hour video. I'm trying to remember the 5-hour video. I think I vaguely remember one day I was like, I'm gonna go for my personal best record. And I think that was it. I don't think I've done more than that. That's gotta be my longest video. Jolie is dropping the link there for Twitch for Liberal Dan. Follow Liberal Dan on Twitch. Stephanie B2 says, Pete decided he wanted to live in our house. Oh, that little fucker. Tara Taylor says, subscribed to Benny Loco. Awesome, awesome. So yeah, we're getting some subs up for everybody. That's cool. That's pretty cool. Benny Loco, that's beautiful. Stephanie, Jar, and Bud. But yeah, that possum, that Pete the Possum, man. You know, they kind of look cute or whatever, but I don't think you want them in your house. You know, they start gnawing on shit and eating through wires, and they probably poop. Everybody poops. So you don't want that. You know, it's funny, the chat on my phone, it's just completely unreadable because it's all overlapping to the point where it just looks like a big solid white bar. Good thing I got the iPad going here to get the chat. Otherwise, I wouldn't see it at all. Because yeah, I'm seeing them on the iPhone. It pops up. It's just like big white lines. It's weird. I wonder why it does that. I hasn't done that in a while. Huh, weird. Anyhow, Robert Pipon says, my half-sister has an indoor pet skunk. I would be afraid. Can they like deodorize them or whatever? I would be afraid that it would, spray in the house. But I guess they only do that if they feel threatened or something. And so maybe if it's a pet, it feels okay, But still, I would just be afraid that what if one day it got scared or something, and it just went off. Benny Loco says, I have a pet rat. His name is Oliver. Oh, I think I've seen that. That was the little white one where I think you did that little, a video of it, like, on your ear or whatever. Yeah, I think I saw that. Robert Pepon says, yes, they do odorize them. How do they do that? I wonder. 32, they can take the scent sac out. Oh. They remove their sac. Yikes. Robert Pepon? Yeah, but deodorize. That's what I meant, and that's what you meant. That's what we meant. Benny Loco says, if his skunk's back feet aren't on the ground, they can't spray. Oh, so just make them walk on their hands all the time. That's the secret. Interesting stuff. Learning about skunks today. You just never know on the Trucker John Show what you're going to learn. You just never know. Every single show, I think we learned something, or at least I learned something that I never knew. Like I didn't know oleanders could kill a cow. So we learned that. Now we're learning about deodorizing skunks. You just remove their sac. But look, it's a gland, laughing out loud. Okay. Marie's laughing. Really loudly, I guess. But, wow. The things you learn here on the Trucker John Show. Oh, thank you very much. Oh, thank you. But skunks, Nick 56 Nick Rich says, skunks along train tracks. I don't know what they eat, but they sure do stink up the place, don't they? Benny Loco says, we had a pet skunk when I was a kid. Well, they are cute. I mean, I've seen them waddle around out in the wild. They kind of, seems like they kind of waddle, it seems like. And I've seen, and then you see videos of them, and they do have like a cute little face and everything. But then you're just like, oh my God, I've never been sprayed by one, but I mean, I've heard it's a real bitch to get rid of that spray, that smell. Like you got to take vinegar baths or something. Jolie says, help support the Trucker John live stream. Oh yeah, that's right. There is a PayPal. Thank you, Jolie. I always forget about this stuff. So thanks for reminding me and everybody else. You could go there. I do like the buy me a coffee thing. Because, like I said earlier, we are there is a like a fundraiser, I guess you call it, for the laptop. Robert Pepons is on Twitter Spaces like a few years ago. People were convincing people that vanilla comes from a gland in a possum's butt. Well, there you go. Talking about, you know, kind of being afraid of the internet, or that's my words, I guess, but about what people are learning and what people are hearing. Uh, you know, all I can say to that is do your research, people. Get good sources. You know, don't just rely on one thing that you hear. You know, before you go all out and you start arguing with everybody. Yeah, vanilla comes from a skunk's thing. What was it? What was it? Oh, possum butt. Yeah. Before you start making that argument, make sure you do a little research. Reliable, credible research. Surrender Monkey says, I once had a pet drinking habit, until my girlfriend got annoyed. It got worse because beer is a lot like a friendly, dangerous animal you enjoy because because it annoys your partner. Okay, I'm really confused. I don't understand. You had a pet drinking habit, a friendly pet drinking habit. So what? Your pet would drink alcohol, and then you like doing that because it annoys your partner. So I don't know. I don't get it. Stephanie B2 says, when I lived on the Stanislaus River, I had a badger and heard that people declaw them, and they make good pets if done at birth. Sad. Uh, so the badger, they declaw them, but they make good pets. So if they make good pets, I don't see any harm in it. Marie Jean Kroger says baby skunks are adorable. Yeah, I think I've seen little videos of baby skunks or something. They are adorable. And Benny Logo says skunks are adorable. Just period. End of story. Starting 2 says the badger wasn't my pet. Okay, yeah, okay. But you had a badger, but it wasn't your pet. It just like would come around, I guess, maybe. Surrender Monkey says possum butt vanilla ice cream sounds awesome. Well, to each his own. I'm not here to yuck anybody's yum, as a famous person once said. But hey, to each his own, Robert. Or who was that? Surrender Monkey, I'm sorry. Over there in the UK. Probably about ready to get some dessert. You've already had your dinner, and now you're going to have some possum butt vanilla ice cream. Make a float. Make it a float. Make a root beer float out of it. That might even be better. Hey, there's Shovel again. Shovel says today I learned skunks hate oleander leaves. I wonder. Benny Logan says trust but verify. There you go. 72 says my maggot cousin gets all her news, air quotes, from her Bible study group. Oh my God. She must be really, really informed. 56 Nick Rich says, what do skunks eat? What don't they eat? I don't know. They must eat, the shit that's around. They probably eat all kinds of shit. Robert Pepon says, I'm like people GD. I'm like people. I mean, God damn it. Have you ever heard of a vanilla bean? Jesus fucking Christ. I have heard of a vanilla bean, but I didn't hear it coming out of a possum's butt. Robert Pepon. But that was Surrender Monkey. Logo says shovel, laughing from shovel. Liberal Dan says badgers? We don't need no stinking badgers. That's funny, Liberal Dan. 72 says badgers can dig through concrete and undermine foundations of houses, buildings. Those little bastards is all I got to say about that. Terry Taylor says, ugh, frustrating, 70. What can you do? What can you do? What can you do? What are you going to do? What can you do? 72 says, wild animal damage control was afraid of the badger on my property. Really? WB2 says, Terry, I'm working gently with her, and I make headway every now and then. Robert Pepon says, armadillos are very destructive to foundations, too. They're bastards. They're just bastards. I remember when I was truck driving, there are lots of armadillos in Louisiana. Liberal Dan might be able to attest to this. Might be able to back me up on this. There are lots of armadillos in Texas also. But there's a lot, well, they're probably all over the place down there. But I remember, and there must be mating season or something, because sometimes these animals, they don't give a fuck about traffic. And they will cross a highway no matter what, no matter how busy it is. And I'm in an 18-wheeler going 65 miles an hour or whatever, and it's nighttime, it's dark, and these amarillos, I would see them. They would just be on the road, come out on the road, and I remember just running them over. There's nothing I could do. And and I would look in the mirror, and because I go, oh no, I think I got it. And I would just see like the back wheel run over one or something, and these things would just explode. And I was just like, oh my God, I am so sorry. I'm like driving on the road. I'm sorry. But they just would come out. There would just be like literally hundreds of them sometimes for a stretch of road where I think they're trying to get to the other side or whatever. And man, oh man, it was gross. And I did that with turtles too. There would be certain areas, and those were mainly, I think, in Texas, where you'd be on this little narrow farm road going across, and there's no shoulder, there's no place to turn off, there's no place to turn around. You just got to go through that road for however long it is, miles and miles. And I remember there are these turtles, little turtles, they're migrating, and they're literally thousands and thousands of these turtles. And I'm just driving right through this migration of turtles, and I'm literally almost like crying. I'm like, ah, because I can't. I mean, I could have stopped, but then I'm just stopped in the road. And what if a vehicle comes behind me? And plus, I got to get to where I got to get. I can't really stop. There's literally no place to turn around. There's no place to stop. There's nothing for miles and miles and miles. And these migrations of turtles would be sometimes miles long. And I'm just plowing right through them. And it was gross and disgusting, but what could I do? I'm a turtle murderer, basically. But, ugh, and an armadillo murderer, too. But I feel bad about it, at least. Let's see here. I kind of missed some stuff here. Surrender Monkey says, how many pets can afford beer and get served at John? My drinking was the pet and kind of smelly, dangerous, and unwilling to live with a psycho that keeps stabbing you. Yeah, you don't want that. That doesn't sound healthy. Terry Taylor says, good for you, Stephanie. It's not easy. It's not easy. It's not easy like Sunday morning. 56 interest on UHF, a great flick. Robert Pepon says, so the joke should have been, why did the armadillo cross the road? To get run over by a truck, I guess. Shovel, a giant armadillo used to loot Lone Star beer trucks in Texas. Wow. Terry Taylor says, honey badgers don't give a fuck. Oh, honey badger don't play. Surrender Monkey says, I heard exploding ramming dildos. Oh dear. This chat took a dark turn. That's probably just my inability to enunciate. So I need, where is remedial truth What was that? I need this work. I need to work it. Yeah, it was exploding armadillos. But whatever floats your boat. Stay. 72 says thanks, Terry. That's sad. Hey, you know what? It's 12:02, 12:03. So I think I'm going to go ahead and sign off. Thank you guys so much for being here. I do appreciate it. We did about 3 hours, I think, which is pretty awesome. I think I'm going to come on at, should I come on at 3? Do you guys think I should come on at 3? Today's Tuesday. Hal's not coming on at 3. If you guys are just used to coming on at 3, why not come on over to Trucker John? So should we do a 3 o'clocker? That's the Pacific time. It'll be in about 3 hours from now. If you guys are game, I'm game. So we'll do that if you guys want to. Or I guess I'll just do it. And if you guys show up, you show up. But I appreciate you. And like I said, I'll probably be on in about 3 hours, just for the heck of it. We'll see how it goes. If it's a total shit show, then maybe I'll shut it down. Shut it down. Just shut it down. But anyhow, thanks to everyone for being here. It's really awesome chit-chatting and spending some time with you guys. And I'll see you when I see you. And hopefully today at 3. Alrighty. And Jolie put the link in there. Just buy me a coffee. That's so awesome. Thank you, Jolie. Thanks, Jolie, for modding, by the way. And thanks, everybody, for being here. And I will see you on the next one in about 3 hours.